Hola, mi gente. And we're live from the Credit Card Connection Studios in beautiful Hackensack, New Jersey. How are you doing, mi gente? Today we have a special guest, a man that I was looking forward to meet in NOLA, and we got to meet and hook up out there. Spencer Johnson está en la casa.
Yes,
and
sir.
Before I go throw it to Spencer, we got a lot of people here. People talking smack already. Tariq Gaines saying that even though your Longhorns put the hurt on him, he could still, come and support. Juan Miaumix, how you doing, papi? Cesar Joel, Seabass, how you doing? Eric PKMG, how you doing? Cesar, I love you, papa. I hope everything is well in Puerto Rico. Call Milani Wepa, we in here. Juan Miaumix, Chad's Money Minutes, Wepa, papa. Vincent Pasquale, how you doing, papi? Vincent, congratulations on picking up. Vincent told me right before I came live, he got 2 cards today. Congratulations, papa. That's how you do it. Luis, how you doing? And Kevin, Spencer, we have somebody here younger than you. Kevin is 18, and he's in the credit card game. He's there.
Let's go.
My boy Miguel from Palm Coast, Florida. Miguel Santiago, how you doing? Matt Clausen, how you doing, Matt? How you doing? All right. Alex, how you doing? Good to have you here. Xavier está en la casa. John R. Papi, I'm so glad you're here. And Spencer, remember when I told you that one of my former students called me about the Chase card and 10%? That's Vlad Cruz right there. That's awesome. My boy.
Yes, sir. So, congrats.
Yeah. Awesome. Yo, he came in hot. Guys, my boy there, Vlad Cruz, I've known him since he was, 14, and now he's in his mid-30s. But he got the Freedom Flex card for the 10% back on groceries for 1 year with an $18,000 credit limit today. Wepa, papa. That's how you do it. Thank you for being here, Vlad. I appreciate you. Michael Wong in the house. How you doing? Dalton, it's been a minute. How you doing, papi? All right, so Spencer, let's do this. Introduce yourself to mi gente, papi.
Absolutely. Well, my name's Spencer Johnson. I do the whole credit card YouTube thing here alongside Joe, but I've been doing it for a little over a couple of years now. Took it full-time a year and a half ago or so. So I've been just dedicated to the YouTube game and just learning how to create better content for y'all. And at this point in the credit card space, I've applied for 15 different credit cards, been approved for 15 cards, but only have 14 active right now. But still, I'm just like hardcore in the points and miles game for the most part. Love my chase points more than anything. So that's kind of why, obviously, what the whole live is kind of packaged around here. But
you didn't waste time, bro.
No, it's the first thing that comes to mind all the time because I'm always looking for more chase points, dude. But yeah, that's the main stuff going on here. I just love being a part of this community, and I'm stoked to be able to be here with you today. Just get to talk.
Spencer, I have to tell you, I was so looking forward to meeting you. First and foremost, I want people to understand that before I met Spencer, everybody told me he was almost 7 feet tall, right? So I go meet Spencer, we take a picture next to each other, and I'm like, damn, that must be like I'm 6'6" because there's no way.
Dude. That's all Anthony. I know who you talked to, and that was Anthony Venture. I know exactly who you talked to. I've told him for the longest time, especially at these meetups. I'm like, dude, I'm definitely not a shorter person, but I'm like, I've never been expected to be taller than I am, and then people are disappointed with my height. So it's such a weird thing. But in the credit card space, everybody at the meetup was like, dude, I thought you were like 6'7". I was like, you know what? Close enough. I don't know.
That was Daniel Braun. I literally had to look up at Daniel. I was like, damn, okay, homie's tall. I mean, you're taller than me, but again, I was like expecting 7 feet, like Bigfoot coming through, but
not me. I wouldn't have been doing this. I might be like a professional basketball player or something. That'd be the goal.
Well, Spencer, I'm so glad to have you here. Spencer, as you can see, Xavier, who was at the meetup, I call him Mr. 1099 because Xavier shows everybody love on these lives all the time. Awesome. Xavier, papi, thank you so much. And full disclosure, I'm going to have to just say this. I'm in Xavier's fantasy league, fantasy football league, and I whipped his butt. I doubled his points this week.
Oh my gosh, doubled the points?
I doubled his points.
Does Xavier not start like 3 players? What's going on here?
Half his team was crippled. I don't know what happened there.
That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm on Xavier's side. I'm hurting in fantasy, but figure it out.
Look at the jokes are starting. Spencer is 7'6".
Yep. I'm just going to keep accepting it. I am 7'6", actually. Don't have me stand up next to that door frame. It gets really dangerous.
And I got New York, Alex, New Jersey. Here you go. Para mi gente, Boricua, baby. That's right, from Weehawken. We're not too far there, Papa. Weehawken's right there. I love the restaurants and the places there. John R., if I were a Southwest and Hyatt guy, Chase would make sense. But so we're going to get into why, and then we're going to do, we have to do the wepa. And Spencer knows what to expect here, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Spencer's been practicing. He says he's going to put everybody else to shame, So that Indian kid, how you doing? Spencer, I'm sure these are your, I look at this. It's crazy. I love it. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. Got some good support out here tonight. I'm excited to get to chat with everybody.
Awesome.
Every time I do one of these, I miss my live so much. I just recently did a members only live, and that was a lot of fun. And I'm just like itching to do it again. Like, let me just go
why
live.
Don't you, puppy?
I need to. The only time it really makes sense for me is generally on the weekends, though. My weekends just fill up so quick these days that I haven't been able to. But I don't know. I definitely want to get back into it more. So we'll see.
You know what it is? I think it's just a lot of fun. It brings you closer to everybody and kind of get the pulse of everything going on, right?
Right.
I just have a blast. My wife is like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow because she knows I'm going to be here for a minute. Yeah. But it does take time. I mean, and I pick Tuesdays because, the weekends are hard. It's not, you only have 7 days to pull this off, So, but so as everybody saw on the thumbnail, this isn't BS. The hate is real for Amex with Spencer right here. I want to know why, Spencer. What did Amex do to you to break you, Pa? How did they hurt your feelings so much?
Yeah, it's funny. I initially thought it'd be a good idea to talk about this topic because at the meetup, most people came up to me talking about like apologizing for having Amex cards. And I was like, wow, I feel like I have a reputation now of just hating Amex. But in reality, it's not the fact that I hate Amex. I just think that what happens is, I don't think people necessarily realize that the vast amount of people that I'm talking to are in a different demographic than those that Amex cards are for. And I'm also not a person that fits Amex target demographic. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day, right? So I think that Amex's credit cards are amazing for the right person, but the right people are going to be those that live in like metropolitan areas. They maybe have families. They're spending a ton of money on their cards, traveling multiple times a year, doing all this stuff to where they can take advantage of the cards naturally. But for me, that's just not me. And I believe that the majority of my audience, that's not them either. And so that's why I've kind of got that reputation now of not liking Amex. But yeah, it's just that, I'm going to be talking about this next week in a video too, and I think I've mentioned it plenty of times on my channel. I can't get behind the business strategy of Amex with their premium credit cards, at least, of just raising annual fees constantly and then adding monthly credits that are just like, okay, like, yeah, we can get value from them, but why do we have to keep doing more work for something we're paying a ton of money for? So to me, I just don't really like that. My mindset would be a lot different if I had like, Centurion lounges in my home airport and stuff like that. But I just have found that Chase points have gone the furthest for me, and I'm always in need of more Chase points, and I'm never in need of more Amex points, at least right now. So that's why I have that split in my head with them.
Now,
that makes sense.
Now I have a lot of people here asking me too about, don't you have a business gold, Michael Wong?
Mm-hmm.
What Amex cards do you have?
Yeah, so right now I have the only Amex card that I've canceled is the personal gold. I have the business gold, the Blue Business Plus, and the Amazon Prime business card. So basically, they're business cards. I'm all for.
What the hell? The Amazon Prime. Sorry,
I thought I was hearing something.
No, I know it's playing you back.
But no, like I'm a big fan of Amex's cards, which again I'll talk about in that video. I'm a big fan of their cards for everybody for the welcome offers. I think they're amazing for that. They have some of the best welcome offers. Of course, you can technically only get one of them in your lifetime. So elevated welcome offers, a perfect time to go for Amex cards. That's exactly what I did with the business gold. Locked in 150,000 points on that one. The Blue Business Plus is just an easy one. That was my first business card, so that was just easy to get started with them. Yeah, and then the Amazon Prime Business, I just didn't want to add to my 524 count, so I got the business version instead with Amex. No hard pull or anything since I already had the gold card. And so yeah, again, it's not like I hate Amex. I'm never going to use their cards. It's just like I'm actually more in need of Chase points and Chase cards than I am Amex at this point in my life. And it's just because their ecosystem fits me better. Like I have a lot of Amex points I'm going to use one day, but
How many Amex points do you think you have right now? Do you know?
I think I have, well, I'm also blessed to have the referrals, right? And that's another reason people were like, well, why would you cancel the gold card? You could just get referrals on it. But I'm like, that's not why I do this. I'm trying to explain why I think a card is great for a certain demographic of
Right.
people. And it's kind of doesn't make sense for me to just keep it for that purpose alone. But I think over the last like couple of years, I've maxed out a few of my cards. So I'm thinking I'm sitting at like 800,000 Amex points and I just never touch them. So they're just sitting there and I use my Chase points for basically everything.
Wow. Now,
yeah.
Before we even, I have to thank you publicly here because, and I've said this, I don't know if you ever got wind of it, but earlier in the year, I did something based on something you did last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget, you took some heat because you bought a MacBook laptop using your Chase points.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had everybody that was, oh my God, that was a horrific redemption. And, then you had the smart ones that were like, oh my God, that was dope. Right.
Right.
So I remember you putting that video up. And this year I got my deposit for my Tesla using my Chase UR points.
Yep.
Because
awesome.
the car came in when I wasn't expecting it. I was able to cash out 275,000 points. I got 2,750 in my account and that went towards the deposit for the car.
Yep. And you can't do that with Amex points without a $700 card to do it. You know what I mean?
Yes. So. And that is the key. So I want to thank you because I swear to you, I remember that video clearly. And I remember telling my nephew, I said, there was one guy that did it and he got poo-pooed all over it. That was Spencer last year.
Yeah.
And I remember that. So I want to thank you publicly for that because that really did put me in that space that I said, you know what? Let me just get this done.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, to be completely fair, like, is that a really bad redemption for some people? Sure. But it's not for me. And that's what matters, right? That's why my whole experience on YouTube and what I'm doing here is documenting my journey, speaking about my preferences based on my spending and travel habits. And that's why that redemption made a ton of sense for me. And I mean, look what that computer's done for me, that redemption. And like your car, for example, like this computer has been used since I made that redemption and has produced all of my business income, which is now my full-time job. It's like you can't put a price tag, you can't put a cent per point value really on that redemption, even though, I only got whatever it was, 1.25. But yeah, and I guess I say all of that because there always are going to be those people that only will redeem their points for very aspirational travel. And I think that that's great. That's just not me. And that's why these types of redemptions, I feel like, need to be touched on more and why I do them and then talk about them, because I'll take the heat for it as long as people can start to realize that their points aren't as sacred as they think they are, as long as they have right strategies to replenish them in the future.
Now, Spencer, just for some people that may not know, how old are you now?
24.
Oh, for the love of God, you're my son's age. Jesus Christ. You are literally Joey's age, 24. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. You hit it right when you say demographic. You hit it right. And I'm glad that you're just upfront and honest, because you have a lot of people that in this space that try to represent themselves as something that they're not, just for the sake of putting it up on a video. Mm-hmm. And I love the fact that you're honest and true to it. Like, you're like, yo, this is not really my ecosystem. And you prove it by not having the personal cards. Mm-hmm. You did the smart thing by getting the business versions of it. You have a crap ton of points. Right. You know where the strength lies in terms of your card setup and usage with Chase. Mm-hmm. That's where the strength is for you. And those are things that I think really do resonate with a lot of people your age, new to the game, or don't want to really have 50 cards in their pocket like some other people do. You know? So I thank you for that, because really, you can go, there's so many channels out there now, but you see a lot of the same BS. It's just like they're reading stuff off a script just to make themselves look knowledgeable. But you're honestly telling the people what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and why. Mm-hmm. And that to me is huge.
Yeah, well, thank you for saying that. I mean, that's exactly why I've resonated with your content too, and I think that's why we see a lot of people from both of our channels in this live stream, right? Because they resonate with that.
Perfect. Like, I tell everybody, I'm the old guy that can tell you how my credit card is probably older than your parents, or before they met, obviously, and it's important for us to keep it real here, and that's what I really do appreciate you saying what you said and just going about it the way you do. You don't have to put on a dog and pony show for people. It's just literally what you see is what you get here. And I really do appreciate that. You have a lot of comments here from people saying, Amex perfect customer. You have platinum, spend tons on it, and forget to use any of the benefits. Yeah.
That's literally one of my big points about them is like they're profiting off of those types of users. And I'm speaking to people that are so advanced, in the sense that they're going to use every credit and every benefit. And then I have to speak to those people in the sense of being like, hey, would you actually use those credits and benefits, or are you just convincing yourself that you actually get positive value from them? And it's just funny to see like the dichotomy of credit card users. And I'm trying to approach it from the broadest audience possible.
And you know what's hard? Like I did one on the 35th anniversary, the 40th anniversary of Amex, and their new benefits. I think that finished next week. So they had all these specials where if you did 2 FHR stays, they gave you the 3rd night free. Different things like that allowed you. It's not just about the points you earn on a card, but there's a lot behind the scenes. And I actually told people this week, Wells Fargo, for being a no annual fee card, has such a ton of benefits on the back end that people don't realize.
Yep.
Because I don't want to read that pamphlet they mail you when you get the credit card. That's like a -1 font. Like I'll never see a word on that thing. So I think people have to realize it's not just always the points and miles, but what else you're going to get of the benefit off a card. And here you have Lonnie asking you, how do you prioritize your Amex points for hotels or airlines?
Yeah. So the way that I use my Amex points, at least as of right now, is I've kind of thought of them as like my first or business class flight, like travel bank. Because, unlike Chase, I'm not transferring to any of their hotel partners. And I know people will be like, well, you've done it before. Like, yeah, I have transferred over to Hilton before for very specific redemptions. But for the most part, I use my Amex points I want to use them for business or first class flights because they have a lot of partners I can do that with. They have the longest list of partners in the game. So that's where, you get that and why people find their points so valuable. The thing is, though, like I mentioned, I'm not exactly the Amex target demographic, or even just the demographic of people that should be having their cards, I should say, that is traveling multiple times a year internationally. Like, so that's why I have so many Amex points, because I only use a certain amount of them per year. While with Chase, I'm traveling so much domestically, I use those a lot more. But yeah, so my Amex points are basically strictly flights, international flights specifically.
Okay. Now you have Sylvia here. Sylvia is an amazing woman who always shows up at these lives. She gave Chase Yokoyama the hardest time because Chase ran off the screen for a second and came back all wet, and she thought he took a shower in between takes. But she says, kudos to Spencer for adding his girlfriend to his Venture X card. Gentlemen, take note. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm glad. That's pretty funny. You must have just seen that video yesterday, because I think that's where I mentioned it. But yeah, I was like, you know what? She needs to get some global entry under her belt. So that's how I'm going to be paying for her membership through that. And yeah, it's unused credit that I might as well just use on her. So that's where
and you got the Venture X card, the one card I can't get, bro. I could offer Capital One to buy a card. They won't sell it to me. I can't even get a Saver One for like credit. Like I'm at that point in terms of numbers that they don't even look at at me for that reason. But congratulations on the Venture X for you and your girlfriend. By the way, she was very sweet, beautiful, very cool. God bless her. Please send her my love when you speak to her later.
I will.
We got Kristen Cruz in La Casa. Kiki Adventures is here as well. John says, you make sense, Spencer. Amex isn't for you. The same way about Chase. I have 123K UR points that are still planning to use somehow. I don't do Hyatt or Southwest.
That's the beauty of it.
Yep. No, and it's lazy. I love that name. You can move your Amex points and Chase points to same transfer partners that both got and combine both. Have you ever done that? You ever combined them from Amex and Chase?
I haven't needed to, but like I talk about that on my channel a lot, especially whenever I'm also talking one-on-one with people that are trying to decide what ecosystem to go into, or they're worried about splitting ecosystems. That's exactly right. I mean, like if you're flying Air France business class, you could transfer from, Chase, Amex, Capital One, Citi, whoever they're a partner with, and you can effectively combine your points in that regard with that airline. I haven't needed to do that. Thank goodness, but I would if I needed to.
And that Indian kid says it's smart AF. I'm going to pay my taxes with my UR next year. And that's smart. I know people put their taxes to meet the spends, but this is a good way of, paying your taxes. Why not? It doesn't hit your wallet as hard. Which leads me to this one. Kevin wants to know, what are your points total? Do you have a number of points? Do you know across all your cards, Spencer? Do you have an idea?
I can check real quick. I just synced everything with Max Rewards the other day, so I can check that real quick. It's
by the way, mi gente, we're at 91 people so far live. This is Candela, people. Hit that like and subscribe. I should have 91 likes already, mi gente. And don't think I forgot. I'm not sleeping on Ekster either. Ekster's coming to play. Don't worry about that. And the referral links below and all that good stuff. Don't worry, it's coming. But I should have 91 likes. Don't you think, Spencer? Don't you think people should have? I should have 91 by now.
I mean, it's got to be, if they're typing in chat, especially, you're right there.
Yeah, come on.
You have to avoid the like button to hit the chat.
Mi gente, let's do this.
Man, I'm having a hard time figuring out how many points I have.
So there we go. Said you have about 800,000 Amex, right? So
yeah,
when you add in that, Chase, and whatever, what are you at more or less?
I'm sitting at, definitely over $1 million total. I have like roughly 300,000 Chase. Same with Capital One. Same with Marriott, which is a little different. 125 City. Built 150. I don't know what that all adds up to. And then Amex, almost 900. So I don't know what that's at. But I have a lot of points, which I'm very fortunate to be able to do. And that is in large part, yes, due to referral bonuses, of course. Like I never have shied away from that. I always post my point totals at the end of the year. But it's also massively because of the welcome offers I go for. Like I've accumulated well over 1 million points alone by myself, no referrals, with just welcome offers. So that's why I play the game like I do.
All right. Kevin, there's your answer. For me, I right now have 1.1 million Amex points, 800,000 Chase UR points, and across the hotel cards like Marriott, Hyatt, Windham, Hilton, JetBlue cards and stuff, I think I'm about 2.8 million total points across all my cards.
That's insane.
And it's ridiculous. And my weakness, Spencer, and I don't hide it at all, is the redemptions part. Like, I don't know how I'm not well healed that transfer, transferring to partners and this and that. I've used them for hotel stays. Like I did it for NOLA. I got to stay at the Hyatt for free, but that didn't eat up a lot of points.
Right. That's why I resonate with Luke so much about the whole earn and burn approach. Like I still need to be better at that. This year I burned a lot of points. So I think I redeemed over like 600,000 or something like that. So
now, with Chase, which card do you use the most for Chase? Because that's also, it's very polarizing when it comes, especially, God forbid, you say that the CSP is a great card. They're gonna hang you. What do you say to that? Which is the one that you use the most?
Yeah, first of all, I would say that the CSP is a great card and they can do what they want. And that's only because of, not only, but mainly because of its transferability at a low annual fee. But I use the Chase Sapphire Reserve basically as my like daily card for most things, because I only use it, for 3x back on dining and travel for the most part, as well as of course its benefits. But I don't do, like, my highest spend categories are going to be like dining and travel basically every month these days. So it just works really well for that. And then my whole other setup, I have like one card for each category basically, which I can tell you about if you want, but maybe someone else about it later.
No, it's Puppy, talk to me.
Yeah, so I do the Chase Sapphire Reserve for 3x back on travel and dining. Again, 3x is not as good as like an Amex card will give you, but I value Chase points higher. So that's why it makes sense for me. And I always need more Chase points. So I'd rather accumulate it with my spend that way. And then gas is my City Custom Cash. Groceries, my City Strata Premier. Built MasterCard, I really only use for dining. I also don't really use that card for rent, even though obviously that's what it's for. And that's because, at least lately, because I've been going for really high minimum spending requirement cards on the business side. And I use my rent to help me get there, which I've talked about before too. And I can cover it more here if you want. But that's all that to say the built card really doesn't get much use besides coffee shops, because I need the 5 transactions to get me the points. And then Venture X is my 2x catch-all in the personal wallet. And then I have a ton of cards in the backup that still all have a use case every month. But those are the main 5.
Now, do you have, or were you thinking of applying for, if you don't have it, the Ink Preferred?
Yeah, that's the one that I'm working towards the bonus on, right?
You're working, okay. Mm-hmm. Because that also gives you the 3 times travel, right?
Yes, it does. But at the end of the day, the only reason that there's one main reason I'll never cancel the CSR, and that's maybe like a video I'll make in the future, and it's, probably never cancel the card at least. And that's because in my home airport, we have a Chase Sapphire Terrace Lounge, which is not a big lounge, but it's a Chase lounge. And the only card that gets you in there is the Sapphire Reserve. The Ritz card gets you into all the other Chase lounges besides the one in my airport. So there's really no reason for me to ever downgrade the Chase Sapphire Reserve because it's just so easy for me to get positive value on. But yes, if I didn't have that use case, I would probably use the Ink Preferred for the travel, have the Chase Sapphire Preferred instead for the transferability, and then use that for dining. So
now, do you think it's redundant? Because you know so much about Chase. Do you think it's redundant? I have the Sapphire Preferred and the Ink Preferred. Do you think it's redundant to carry both?
The Sapphire Preferred and the Ink Preferred? I guess it depends, right? You're doing a little bit better on certain categories with the Ink Preferred, but it also it depends mainly on how you play the game, right? Like, I consider the Ink Preferred personally as like a welcome bonus card for me, because it's not one that I'm probably going to use for really any daily purchases.
Gotcha.
But like, again, you can definitely use both of them, because the Ink Preferred has like the 3x back on phone bills, and it has the phone protection, so you could use it there. So it's not necessarily redundant. At a $95 annual fee level, I think it's pretty easy to calculate the effective. Right. But if you only need the transferability from one, then I guess at that point you could just use a no annual fee card for the categories, and then have one preferred for the transfer.
Yeah, because it's funny. I don't have a Freedom Flex or Unlimited. I have the business versions. I have the Ink Cash and Ink Unlimited. But I'm wondering if, let's say, I product change to the CSR in the future, then at least the preferred, the Ink Preferred, would help me with other categories.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Or if you wanted the Chase Sapphire Reserve, that's definitely a route to go. Or you could downgrade that one to like a Flex and just have that in there for the rotating categories and only pay one of the annual fees. But it just depends.
So Alex here says that we were talking earlier, they want views and hype, all those credit guru channels. Well, no, you're preaching to the choir here. You're so right on that. Comment on MR points value outside of transfers. Tell us how you use Amex points over the years. So literally, I'm going to actually this year, and I'm sharing this for the first time on a live with anybody else. Since I have so many Amex MR points, I'm actually going to cash out some of them, because I have the business platinum and the business checking, and I can get the 1 cent per point, which is better than the 0.6, right? And I'm going to pull an RJ Financial and move some of that money into an account or let it earn interest. I didn't have to really sweat getting to that point. I mean, like I got that business platinum 250K points in one shot, which is massive. So that's my plan with Amex. Now that I have the business checking and the business platinum, and people sleep on the business platinum, but to me, when you look at it, it actually has a better value than the personal one. Because right now, the personal one, if you would just digital credit the entertainment, they nerfed that to death, that unless you like reading the Wall Street Journal and stuff like that, or watch Hulu, that's all you're going to get for it right now.
Yeah, it's super annoying.
So for me, the business platinum has a lot of value, and I was able to, the moment I got it, really get the Dell credits right away, even though they might remove that or they might change it. But you get the United Travel Bank that I use it for, the 200 travel. You still keep your hotel statuses. So it's just things like that I would use my MR points. What about you, Spencer? What would you?
Yeah, you just brought up a really interesting. So I'm actually in the middle of like writing out a video right now about 5 cards that I can't wait to apply for, basically, like over time, like in the future, not this year or anything. But I had been thinking about the Charles Schwab Platinum, of course, as being one that I really want because of what you just said, the ability to cash out your points, basically. Granted that, that's 1.1 cents per point with the Charles Schwab, but I already have the Amex Business Checking, and I hadn't really strongly considered yet how much I value the Charles Schwab Platinum versus the business, because I think I would get more value from the business Platinum, actually, especially with that points rebate feature that they have, right? Don't they have like a 35% points rebate?
35% back on travel on your flights.
That's huge. So now that you say that, I might have to change my video up a bit, because I could definitely get value from that. And it's not that hard for me to probably hit that minimum spend with taxes next year. So that could be the card that I go for taxes. But to answer your question, yeah, I wanted to give myself the ability to use my Amex points more like Chase points. And I've even considered, like, I have a fun idea for a video that's very similar to your car one, but I think a lot of people that have watched my channel know that I have a Sprinter van that's like converted to the RV van, or to an RV basically. And I'm paying that off with my stepbrothers that built it, or I'm paying them off, I guess, because they're selling it to me. But I thought it'd be a really cool idea to basically be like, I bought a van with my Amex membership rewards points, and something like that. And I could do that, or max out my Roth or whatever, I think it'd be cool.
The reason how I ended up getting the push for the platinum, I wasn't going to get it. I was able to meet the spend. Something came up. I was able to meet the spend on the card pretty easily because it's a $15,000 spend. It was a special offer that they gave me with the Blue Business Cash. I had 3 different offers on the app, and depending on where I looked was so the Blue Business card gave me the better offer for it. So $250K with $15K spend. But Anthony Venture told me, because I was going to switch out of the vanilla platinum and get the Charles Schwab one at the end of the year when my card was up. And then he says, Joe, but you have the business checking.
Yeah.
Do the business platinum. And I said, why? And he said, you get 1 cent per point. I said, wait a minute. Then great. I don't have to go through hoops and apply for another platinum card because it's a separate application.
Yeah. And you know what, for me too, that's what I've been struggling with, is the fact that for me to get to Charles Schwab, it's so far down my list when I want to make, I want to start using those points sooner. It's so far down my list because I would need to get, theoretically, the best way to go would be getting the vanilla platinum first, because you can only get 1 of the 3 platinum card offers. Now the vanilla has the highest normally public welcome offer. And then I'd have to, wait another year or whatever, and then product change it, or apply for the other one fresh. I guess you have to apply fresh for the Charles Schwab. So that's just a long waiting time where I could just go get the business platinum tomorrow and be done. So
and here we have Angel Torres. Angel, my Boricua son in Puerto Rico, he can agree with you on your take on Amex. Point in his life, he can't really make sense of heavy hitter cards. Chase works fine, and Citi's a close second.
Yep.
Angel, thank you for being here. Tasha, how you doing, my love? Major Change Group, how you doing, sweetheart? Thank you so much for being here, Tosh. I appreciate you. So I'm gonna take a quick second here, and before we go, Spencer, you're gonna get baptized here now, because we have 104 people at some point we just had up on the screen. So mi gente, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. But first and foremost, Spencer, do you have an Ekster wallet, Spencer?
I do. You want me I can go grab it real quick.
Yo,
you
Spencer, give me 1 second. Of course, puppy. Yeah.
1 second.
Here comes my shameless plug, mi gente. You already know how this goes. If it's Tuesday, it's hola mi gente, it's Ekster, it's here he comes. Wait, let's see.
All right, I'm back. Brought Odin with me too.
Oh, you have the black. Oh, nice.
Oh, it's like a nice green color.
Oh, do you have? Damn. So I had the one back here. Was they called it Barretto Brown because it went with the panels in the background. But I had to retire it when I got the desert red one.
Yeah.
Pro.
I was wondering if I should do that color or this green one. And I really like the green, but I have the same like cash clip and stuff too. I think that I saw.
And I didn't put I have the cash clip.
Yeah. I love this thing. This is like just a nice upgraded version from my last one. So guys, the referral link is there. I'm sure, Spencer, if you have it on your channel as well, referral links are there. Guys, also Spencer's channel is at the bottom. Please do me a favor. I'm sure most of you already subscribed to him, but check out Spencer's channel. And what about the Lion card, Spencer? Do you have that? No, I'm not in that territory yet. I should be. There you go. You can get your gold card just like that. I can take my Chase cards and make them gold if I want.
You know what this is? The American Express green.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, that's the green. And it's the most used card that I have.
Yeah, so that's very similar to me using like the Chase Sapphire Reserve for those categories. Yeah,
there's no reason to put a crazy card on this one and make it, forget it. It makes no sense. So mi gente, please hit that like and subscribe, because in about 10 seconds, our boy Spencer is going to get baptized as an honorary Boricua, because he said he's prepared for a wepa. All right.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the way it works, Spencer, the best way is to sit up straight, take that deep breath. and let it rip. You might want to warn your parents and anybody that's home that you're doing this.
My neighbor hates me below me for some reason, so she's probably going to really love this.
Also, neighbor. You know, hey,
join the live. You can see
what's
still
happening. Early, right? It's what, 6? Where you are 6:35 or so?
Trust me, she doesn't care. It's crazy.
All right, so mi gente, please feel free to leave your scores below, because we're gonna see what how Spencer does. This goes from 1 to 10, Spencer. That's your score. You ready?
I'll try.
By the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wepa!
Yo! Coño! Yo!
Where's my ratings? She hasn't banged yet. She might not be home. Let's go.
Wait a minute. Yo, you got Matt saying, hola, mi neighbor. Yo, they gave you, you got an 8 out of 10?
That's pretty good.
You know, I think they're cheating you. Oh, man, but here's the hate, though. The hate is real. Tariq, 7 out of 10.
Oh, no.
Luis is,
look, I broke my camera doing that. All right, I'm back.
Luis gave you a 9.5. Dad gave you an 8.98. Not bad. 9.5. Alexander Smith, thank you for being here.
Oh, yeah. Thank
George
you, guys.
Morales, how you doing, George? Thank you. 9 out of 10. Yo, love the web.
Wow.
Bro, you're killing it, kid. Yo, and Vladimir is Puerto Rican too, from the Bronx. 9.8. That holds a lot of weight. Damn,
dude, this is
Xavier winning at you. 7.5. He said it was decent.
Hey, add the $2. That's a 9.5. I'm good.
Xavier, thank you for the super chat.
Oh, look at me. I did it again.
And you, honorary Boricua status. He's still fixing his camera, guys. Look, he did it so loud. He went off screen there.
Broke the sound barrier.
Yo, Tasha's gonna work hard for next week, because Tasha's here next week.
Oh, yeah.
Our wepa last time people said was a little lacking, but she wasn't prepared for it. So that's okay. That's okay. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about the fact that other people are gonna have to hear that on their speakers.
All right, so Spencer, because I always do this just because I appreciate it's lazy. Put your speaker down, because here we go. Wait, Miguel, another Boricua from Palm Coast, Florida, for a young buck, 8.5. Not bad, not bad.
Thank you.
Yo, Kevin came in at 7 out of 5, joking, 9.5. Nice.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you.
All right, you ready now, Spencer? You might want to lower your speakers.
I was going to say, I'm turning down my headphones. I'm about to lose an eardrum.
Ready? Mi gente, this one goes out to Spencer Johnson, who is now an official Boricua. All right? He's earned that card, mi gente. He earned it. All right? It's right there. He earned it.
Go.
1, 2, 3.
Wow. Woo! I am so glad I turned my headphones down. Oh my God. It was still loud on like 1% volume. Yeah, that just
my face is gonna explode.
That one put me to shame there.
No, it's a lifetime. I do this every week. It's not a fair fight, bro. I know what I'm doing. It's not a fair fight.
I've learned a lot from you. I learned multiple times at the meetup. I've been really honing my craft, so maybe I'll get there one day.
Yo, Alex said it was like an air raid siren.
Yeah, it's like a tornado siren, dude.
Yo, Jake, welcome, Papi. Welcome, Papa. That's right. Jake is in Manhattan. He heard me there. Jake, thank you for being here, Papi. It was also a pleasure to meet you there, Jake. How you doing, Papa? Oh my God, I can't. Yo, it says, yo, my head almost burst. It did. Yo, I got my blood pressure went up. In this basement, I could do it without eviction. I own it, right? What the hell?
Yeah, I'm working towards that. Golly, I need it. I need more webos in my life.
It's lazy. He's in Germany. Welcome. Oh my God. It's 1:30 a.m. and landlord probably going to come and say hi in the morning.
Yeah. You just got someone evicted.
Oh my God. Yo, 12.5. Thank you. Ooh, but again, they're taking cheap shots at you. That's not nice.
That's all right. That's all right. I'll take it.
Yo, literally, the veins were popping in my forehead. Thank you, Xavier, again for the super chat, Papa.
Hey,
I appreciate that.
I just realized I think Tariq's still upset about the loss to my horns, so that might be why.
Ooh.
It's all right,
Ooh. I was waiting for you to take that dig. And you know what?
Yeah.
That was a good shot you just took at Tariq. Because between you and me,
Hey,
you were talking smack also. He's in the fantasy football thing too. That's Tariq today.
he's talking.
I
know. Well, you know what? I get this once in like my lifetime to be able to talk crap about UT football, so I'm going to take it. We're number one right now, and I'm going to live as much as I can in that.
Yo, Dalton, I got a new job now. The government is going to hire me to warn people, right? In case something's coming this way. You're right. Oh, my God. Jake, thank you, Poppy. It really was a pleasure, man. That was one of the best things about NOLA. And while we're on that topic, Spencer, what do you think about the meetup that Chad just, God bless him. It was not easy to put together. And he pulled it. What do you think?
Oh, dude, I was just so honored to be able to come. Like that was the biggest thing for me, is like the fact that I get to meet up with people in person that have all these, like-minded things going on about the credit card game. Like, it's just so cool, because I think a lot of times we only get to meet each other behind screens, and it's like, it's good when we do that, but there's just nothing better than meeting somebody in person and just getting to, especially considering we've talked to each other's, all of us for like almost years at this point. Yeah. So yeah, and I went to the Vegas meetup last year too, and that was a great time. It was a great like inaugural, like first one we ever did. And I think Chad took that and ran with it. And so yeah, obviously Luke did a great job. Luke and Chad the first year, and then Chad just ran with it again this year. And me and my girlfriend had a great weekend, and it was so fun.
Are you ready for Puerto Rico next year?
Yeah, I'm 100% ready. I wish it was a longer flight though. You know what? I was trying to, justify some business class flights out there, but I probably still can.
I don't know how that would work. Like, where would you fly? American, I'm guessing. American Airlines would fly out of there.
I honestly haven't looked at flights yet, so I haven't checked. But I know like Stan was talking about in his live how he's going to be flying. Oh wait, no, somebody else was. Who was it? Matt saying that he was going to fly JetBlue Mint out there. So like, ooh, that sounds like JetBlue a fun idea.
Does go to Puerto Rico, yeah.
So I don't know, but
I could see that. Okay.
Either way, I'll be going. I think it's like a thing this year, or a thing in my life now that I go to every year. So that's the goal.
Yeah, when we have New York, Alex, New Jersey, someone call Mark Anthony to get this guy background singer status. True story though, Alex. My first teaching job in 1988 was at the junior high school that Mark Anthony went to in El Barrio, and his favorite teacher was my friend, and literally because he was in. I started so young that he had just graduated from there. So yeah, I love Mark Anthony. So thank you. I'll take that as a huge compliment. 1.6 million check for the horns paid out. Wow.
Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing else.
Wow. Cowboys, baby. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And look at this. Every week we hear about how the weekend was Tariq's worst in life.
Oh, God.
Xavier, like he said, meetup was great. Oh man, then now they're defending you here. Tariq's ego got hurt. That works.
All fun.
All right, so we have CJ Bautista. How you doing? I won't lose my points. The plan is to reapply for the CSP or CSR, but I don't want to lose the points by product changing my CSP to the OG Freedom. Would you? Do you know? I never had those cards. So would you lose your points if you product change down to the OG Freedom?
No, you won't. It's as long as it's a Chase Ultimate Reward, as long as you don't close it, basically. And even if you did close it, if you had other Chase Ultimate Reward point earning cards, you could just move your points there. Because Chase's whole thing is the combined points feature, right? But I've product changed like my Chase Freedom Student up to the OG Freedom, and you keep the same card number and everything. And the credit limit, all of that points, everything transfers. It just literally changes in the app or in the website to a different card. But yeah, nothing should be impacted whenever you do that.
No, I'm glad you told me that, because that's the thing that people, forget, that you need to always kind of have a card. Even with Amex, people that want to shut down or cancel Amex this month or next month or however the hell they do it, you got to keep a card. Like, even if it's the Blue Business Plus that you can hold on to it, it's no annual fee, might as well. Yep. But you don't want to lose, because if you think about it, when people, I don't know if everyone out there knows, 1 million points at 1 cent per point is $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's nothing to sneeze at.
Mm-hmm.
So the same with Chase. If you're cashing them out at 1 cent per point, you know, it's a lot of money sitting there. So you
Yeah.
don't want to lose that and let it go to waste just because, you know, you want to cut a card or cancel a card or whatever.
Yeah,
So
no, I've always been of the opinion that you shouldn't even cancel your no annual fee cards unless you really need. Like, I don't know why you would ever need to, but if you do, just always leave one open in each ecosystem. You should be, you know, golden.
it's exactly what I think. You're 100%. Dalton says, Spencer, did you decide after Stan's live if you were going to upgrade to the Ritz? 85K certificate for $450 annual fee is a pretty good value.
Yeah, so yeah, I was actually planning on making a full video on this topic and discussing it. I don't know if I'm still going to make it because I think Stan summarized all of my thoughts in about 2 minutes, you know, which I think that video could be done in 2 minutes. So that's why I'm not sure if I'm going to make a full video on it. I'll probably mention it in another video instead.
Yo, we gotta blame Stan is the credit coquille now too, because Stan is also not the credit frog. He's the credit coquille. But so Stan put your video in 2 minutes. Really, like that's.
I mean, it was like I was sitting there trying to just think, like, can I even make this video like a full video? Because it's something that people ask about, but I'm like, it's just not. There's not enough to it. And here's basically, I'll explain it again in like another 2 minutes, hopefully. But
I don't want to ruin your video, bro. Don't throw it.
No. I'm not. You're good. I do not care. I'll share anything every time I can. But no. So my initial idea was to upgrade from the Boundless to the Ritz after year one because I wanted to start running the Marriott Gauntlet and basically just having a bunch of free nights with Marriott, have the higher status with them. But the more I look at it, like I had to struggle to use the 5 free nights that I got on the Boundless welcome offer this year in the first place. So that's already like one reason why I probably shouldn't be upgrading to their luxury card. But the big selling point with the Ritz would be like, okay, well, if you get the Ritz, you can downgrade your Chase Sapphire Reserve now. You have Priority Pass access, you have Chase Sapphire Lounge access. But again, as I mentioned earlier, I have to keep the Chase Sapphire Reserve open for the lounge in my home airport. So at the end of the day, if I'm not staying with a lot of Marriotts right now and I don't need that status and I don't need that free night, there's not really a reason to upgrade and spend $450 a year. Plus, I think Stan mentioned too, which I always get a little bit confused with the Marriott application rules, but I'm pretty sure if I want to I can get the welcome offer on the Brilliant first before making that product change. And I still would need to wait a year for that anyways. And so again, I'm really just not in a rush. That's all it comes down to. I have the ability to do it whenever I'm ready, but since I'm not planning any trips where I could use that free night, for now, I'm just going to sit on it and actually use the Marriott points that I have sitting in my account from the welcome offer and stuff. So
that's true. You know, I have about 300 and something thousand Marriott points and a certificate that I got to use. I haven't used it yet.
Yeah, I still have 2 more.
Yeah, and what's funny is, you know, people forget too, you can have all these grand visions and plans, and then things happen in life and it kind of throws you off course, and then you just keep kicking the rock down the road, and you forget, or which is why you mentioned you have max rewards. I have max rewards and CardPointers, and I keep both because I got to keep track of all my stuff. How do you keep track of your stuff?
Yeah, it's a combination of I'm very meticulous with just spreadsheets in general. So which I should make like a full video about at some point. But I do like very heavy, like not budgeting, but just keeping track of all my finances. And I have a separate tab for credit cards. So that's how I like all of my road mapping spreadsheets that I have in my descriptions. Those are like stuff that I use, but I use them on like steroids basically.
Right.
And then so that's one big way. But also I do use Max Rewards for a lot of its features. Like I just got an offer, which this is not obviously sponsored. People are gonna be like, oh, this is sponsored. It's not. But I do use Max Rewards, and I just got an offer activated for $75 just whenever I went to upgrade my iPhone. So I just saved $75 on that. And it's like, that's cool. I wouldn't have done that without that app. So it's just like, I use both of the app and my own manual stuff interchangeably.
Oh, that's cool. Damn. Yeah. Well, I want to give a shout out. This is my first Euro super chat ever. It's Lazy. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even notice that.
Fire. Like, wow. Like the stream made his day. You know what? I can't thank you enough. That really means a lot to me. It's my first ever Euro. Thank you. And for everybody that throws chats here, I want to thank you. I don't minimize that. I appreciate it. As Spencer knows, right, Spencer? I mean, this is what allows us to keep doing and moving and producing and editing and God knows what else, you know.
We wouldn't be here without the audience. So it's just, it means a lot every time.
No. And even right now, and guys, I share everything. Maybe I overshare sometimes, but even this program that I'm using here now, Streamyard, Anthony and I were talking about it. They just doubled the price on us from 19 something. It went up to 40 something dollars a month because now they want to push it. They can push it to 1080p and blah, 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 starting next month.
Yep.
So it's not cheap when you factor in all the other stuff. So we really appreciate this, guys. And I thank you for that. I really do thank you for that. We have some comments here. So here we go. So yeah, Tasha's ready for PR. La Concha, that's where Tasha stays, Vlad. How did you know? That's a beautiful hotel. Absolutely. And here's Alex. You're 41. You're a baby. And actually, number 41 is my favorite player, Tom Seaver's number. So I love that number. So we got El Barrio in the house. CJ wants to meet people when he goes, so his fellow credit card enthusiasts. All right. We're going to get the info, puppy. You can get it on Anthony's Discord. You could just hit me up, CJ. Caesar also is the one that's really running that because Caesar has these plans and it looks beautiful, the hotels. The Hilton Caribe is amazing. So we'll get all that out there, CJ. So reach out to us. It'll be next November, 2025, Veterans Weekend. Yep. That's the date that they kind of picked. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of glad that we're shifting it. It's going to be nice weather.
It'll cool. It's not brutally hot. You don't have to worry about storms. We just missed the storm hitting NOLA by a week. We were lucky.
Yeah.
We
did really lucky.
So, Puerto Rico in November is stunning. So we have Jesse here, YouTube experiment, just watching a video. I was interviewed by Calvin, and I want to give Calvin 850 Club credit. Just a big thank you, putting me on his channel a few times already. He's come on mine as well. And I want to thank him. Calvin is just a monster. He's a beast. He knows so much, Spencer.
Yep.
He is like the guy. Oof. Just amazing person. So I want to give the shout out to Calvin, but thank you, Jesse, for bringing that up. We have Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. I'm older than your parents. Thanks, Kevin. I love you, Kevin. All right. Juan Meow Mix. Does anyone know if or when Amex will change the language for the Hilton credit cards regarding the sign-up bonus? What do you mean by that, Juan? Or do you know, Spencer?
Yeah, I think he's talking about something I've talked about a good amount, and I would imagine that at some point they're going to add the family language to the Hilton cards. That's what I'm assuming he's meaning.
Oh, okay.
Because obviously they've done it with the charge cards, they've done it with the Amex Platinums, they've done it with the Blue business or the Blue, some of the personal cards. So I would imagine that eventually they're going to say, like, if you get the Aspire, then you're ineligible for the Surpass and Honors welcome offers, but who knows when.
And you know what's funny? I did that. The first hotel card I got from Amex was the regular Honors one, the basic one. And I'm glad I did, because then I went to the Surpass, and now I'm just going to wait for the Aspire whenever that time comes. I just have a hard time swallowing another $550 annual fee.
Exactly why I haven't upgraded to the Ritz. I don't really care to pay $450 right now whenever I already have such high annual fees.
DJ Bruce Wayne, how you doing, puppy? Thank you for being here as always. Now, how much money in annual fees do you spend more or less a year?
I believe it was in a video recently. I believe it was like $1,600 or so. I think $1,610 or something like that. That's a combination of Chase Sapphire Reserve. Chase Sapphire Reserve, Capital One Venture X, Amex Business Gold, City Strata Premier, Chase Ink Preferred. I don't know how much I'm sitting at, but there's something else in there, I'm sure, that I'm missing. Okay. But
no, and it catches up with you.
I think that's it.
Right now, I think I'm at 2,600.
Yeah,
and the majority of that is Amex.
Exactly.
The platinum, the 2 platinum cards, the green, and then when you factor in the hotel, I have the Marriott Bonvoy Business. It adds up.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm like, next year I'm gonna get rid of the business gold probably. I just don't think I'm gonna get positive value from it because I don't really use the credits.
I didn't use it. I got rid of it.
But then I'll probably get now that we've talked about the business platinum, that might be my move. So it's like I'm consolidating annual fees, but I'm still gonna have more next year. And I'm also going for the companion pass with Southwest this year. So that'll be another $250, $300 in annual fees or whatever. So
I'm going to be real honest with you. And for anybody that out there that's on the fence, we were talking a little earlier about whether, like, if you get the Charles Schwab and you have that card, you can get 1.1 cents cash back, right? From your Amex points. But if you have the Amex Business Platinum and a business checking account, which also gives you interest on their checking, which is amazing for no fee, you get 1 cent per point, right? And it doesn't hit your personal credit side, which is another plus. And to be honest with you, the Business Platinum to me just offered so much more in terms of actual benefits that I can use easily, like right out the gate.
Like that Dell credit's really nice. I don't know. Did you say they're changing that though, or is it just?
Well, their language on their literature says that their contract is through December 31st, 2024. So nothing has pushed past that. It still might be, but I'll be honest with you. I got that credit. I got this chair from Dell. Literally like 2 days later.
Yeah. Exactly.
I moved $200 into my United Travel Bank. So there's $400 out the gate, So for me, it was quick. Yeah. I found that the business gold, it was too many hoops. I didn't want to do.
Oh, yeah.
It was a pain. And I got it for 1 year and I was done with it, So.
Yeah. I was going to say real quick too. I know.
No, go ahead.
Keep going through people.
No, but how long do you have?
I mean, I don't have a time limit today.
Okay. So bro, I can go on forever. Go.
Yeah. So I was going to say too, I made the video about all the luxury travel credit cards that went out yesterday. And someone brought up a couple people brought up the fact that the Venture X actually like silently extended the Hertz President Circle status on it, which was a big thing that I was like not looking forward to.
I didn't know that. Okay.
There's no like announcement that I've seen from Capital One, but I've seen an article and I can't remember what website it was, but there's an article saying that language is like now gone, like basically that they've extended it indefinitely, which is huge, obviously, because that's that was one of the main reasons I was like, well, I might as well just downgrade this thing. Like, I don't know what I'm going to really like. I used the Hertz President Circle for any car rental I was going to do because it's just so nice. But yeah, so that's like a small little note that I saw. And also I saw that they updated their TSA pre-check global entry credit to $120. I haven't heard anything about that. So like they've just been like silently kind of, I guess, I don't know, making it a little bit better, at least from what we expected in 2025.
No, but those are the things that you hope for, because with like Chase, which I'm sure you got all those emails like I did in terms of their changes to their protections and insurances. I had a gripe with them because the previous insurer that they had for car rentals, they were horrific. They were just not, their customer service was horrific. So now you get, that they're changing it. I'm looking forward to it, because then why would I want to pay extra for something that's going to be good at least?
Right.
But I'm glad you told me about that with the Hertz, because I use Hertz all the time. I always get upgraded in Florida. Anthony was with me. I had a convertible Mustang. I paid for a Mazda 3.
Yeah, that's what I did in Florida too, actually. Not a convertible, but still I had like a Camaro. I was driving there whenever I met CJ and Chad. It was pretty fun.
Well, it's awesome. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what the heck? You have a question here for you. CJ says he has about 200,000 points coming up on the 48-month rule. If you product change to the OG Freedom and don't have another UR points card, he's worried that it'll be gone.
No, right? No, this was the same question from earlier, I think, right? Where we were talking about how you can just product change.
Addition, he was adding to his point.
Okay, what was it? Where was that at?
So he said that now he has 200,000 points, right? But he's coming up the 48-month rule. But if he product changes to the OG Freedom and he doesn't have another UR points card,
you're fine. You're fine.
Gone. Okay,
because you'll still have a UR point earning card in the OG Freedom. Your product changing to another Freedom card. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can call. Always, what I tell people too is like, if you want to be 100% certain, just call Chase and ask them, because they'll tell you the right answer. But in my experience, yes, as long as you have a UR points earning card, if you're transferring it to or product changing it to that, you'll be fine. Or if you combine the points on a different UR point earning card, you'll be fine.
Yeah, and here's Mr. 1099 again, Xavier. Thank you, Xavier, for the love of God. Spencer's so subject. Joe can't get the Venture X like us. You know what, Xavier? I didn't realize that's how that was going to end. Xavier, that's bullying. That's Venture X shaming. That's not nice.
Yeah. That's my bad.
I tell my wife, and here's the thing. So your girlfriend, does she do the credit card thing with you?
She will, but she started. She just has a Chase Freedom Unlimited. And that was before I met her, so pretty good start there, in my opinion. But that's all she has, so we'll get her going.
So I went out to dinner with my wife this weekend, and I said, "Honey, look, I really want the Venture X. Can we even try the pre-approval tool with your social?" We're at dinner like a dumbass. I'm just stupid in public. And she goes, "I don't care what everybody else does on YouTube with their player twos. I'm not a player two."
Really?
And then I got this speech about how she's not going to apply for it.
That's so funny.
I'm going to have to garden and graze forever until they grace me with the Venture X. You know?
Yeah, you got to convince her. Take her on a nice trip, first class. She'll be good.
I have to. I'm going to record this part and send it to her. Sylvia says she's under 524, hoping that the IHG business card will offer an elevated bonus soon. I'll drop another card in February, so I'll have some wiggle room. I want that IHG business, but I'm so far over 524. I know I won't get it this year.
That was one of the cards I almost added to that video I was talking about. 5 cards I can't wait to get, because I think it'd be nice to have status with like every hotel, just like a minimum status.
Yep.
And that would be the way that I went with IHG. No personal card for me on the hotel side if I can avoid it.
And then they have Kimpton, right?
Yeah, and that's where I stayed. I stayed at a Kimpton in New Orleans.
NOLA?
Yeah.
See, and that's great. Why, I mean, you can't beat the fact that they give you the ultimate status, from jump. Like,
yeah.
But I think you're right, Sylvia. I would wait because I saw the offer wasn't great. It was like 140,000 points, and I've seen it higher. So don't do it now.
Yeah.
Wait till it goes up.
There's a website which I can maybe share with everybody real
Absolutely,
quick.
Please.
That I reference people that do like the one-on-one calls with me and stuff. I always reference this website for people that are wondering when they should go for a card. It's called uscreditcardguide.com, and you can just search for any card, which I'm sure people already know about this link, but
no, I love that. I have the app on my phone.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
They're amazing. Yeah.
But it'll show you the charts of when the elevated offers normally occur throughout the year. So like you can see on the IHG business, they had an offer for 200,000 points. Not that long ago. 200,000 points for, it looks like $9,000 worth of spend, maybe.
Yep.
Something like that.
See the US credit card guide? They have the app.
Yeah.
iPhone, and it gives you updates on whatever the heck came out,
Yeah, I also have been lucky to be partnered with an affiliate that has welcome offer notifications. So when a new offer comes out, I get an email, which I hope to actually do myself one day. I think that'd be really cool. But I'm partnered with a guy that does that, and that's another way to check that I've been doing. But no, I'm with a couple of different ones, but the one I do that with is Your Best Credit Cards.
Okay, I have Daily Drop, and they send me that every once in a while.
Yeah, so I have Daily Drop too, but this guy, he has literally like right whenever the website changes, you get an email. So like that's all of my community posts about new offers are because he sends it to me, and within like 5 minutes I can post it to everybody and let y'all know that there's a new offer. So that's really nice.
So cool. No, and you know what? Here's what I like about that, Spencer. You don't have to do that, but you do it, and you give it to people, right. And you didn't have to do it. You know what I mean?
I try to just keep people informed. That. Yeah. I'm glad. Yeah. And a lot of people were like, oh, well, of course you're going to do it because you get referrals. And it's like, well, actually about half the cards I don't get any referrals for. It's just because I want y'all to be informed.
No, you know what people forget? And I'm sure because you saw a Daily Drop, Chase isn't a part of their referrals like that anymore.
Yeah.
Very limited cards. Wells doesn't have anything like that. Neither does Bank of America. Neither does Citibank. It's basically Capital One and Amex.
And
They're
Amex,
the heavy hitters there.
And Amex, you for the most part, I mean, I guess Daily Drop does have the card match tool, so that helps. But like, you don't want to apply for the public welcome offer anyways.
Right.
So it's like that we're also not promoting those links. So it's like, yeah, we really only have Capital One right now, which is crazy. And people think that every one of our videos is sponsored by a bank. I'm like, no, dude,
not at all.
It's not. I wish it was. That'd be great. I'd be making a lot of money here, but I'm just trying to scrape by.
Alex, we use Max Rewards and CardPointers. If you want to read about them, I have them in the link on my channel, but they're both good. The difference is Max Rewards actually syncs to your accounts.
Yeah.
Whereas CardPointers, if you put the extension on your computer or on your phone, then once you open up something that will activate it, then it'll do it. Max Rewards does it automatically, but you have to put in your card information. Yeah. So,
there's pros and cons.
The login.
There's pros and cons to it. to
Yeah,
either.
that's what it is. Alex says he appreciates this chat. He's a finance guy. We are so close. I would love to connect. Yo, bro, Alex, please, let me put back this up so that Spencer's channel is there. But by all means, that's what we're here for. We're here to help, and we're here to share the knowledge that we have. That's it.
Yep.
Without you guys, we'd be talking to ourselves.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I was doing before YouTube. So I'm glad that somebody else wanted to talk to me.
Yo, it's Lazy. Thank you so much, man. I'm telling you, that is Spencer. Thank you, man, because your gente are coming out over here. I appreciate this. This is awesome. Gunna Diver. Year goes quick when you get 5 free night awards and get that sub. You want a plan where and that's true. We were just saying that.
Yep.
And then you have here Andres Bañuelos. Hook 'em from Austin. Oh, damn, nice.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Andres, welcome. I appreciate that. And I have here, before I forget, because before it goes, CJ, your first super chat. Thank you, Papi. You know what? This really means a lot. I really, again, cannot thank you enough. Papi, we're here to help. Guys, the emails are down there, and you guys know Anthony tells me I overshare. Email me. I'll call you back on your cell. I have no problems with that. Hit me up. We will connect, and we will get you whatever info. But CJ, gracias, Papi. I really appreciate it. That's really hot of you. And we will meet in Puerto Rico, Papa. Honestly.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Now, look at Xavier says his wife holds the Capital One cards.
Smart man.
The platform sucks. I've been using Hertz for 15 years. And Hertz hasn't been bad. The website itself kind of blows, but
it's again, and you can also status match if you just prefer to use somewhere else. But yeah.
And the thing is, I've tried Avis, and especially in Florida. You said you rented the car in Florida, and it's weird because the car prices, National seems to be the most expensive whenever I've logged on. And Hertz undercuts them and then gives you the upgrade. So why not?
Yeah, that's been my experience, at least. Like I've checked around, and for the most part, it's always been Hertz has been the cheapest, and I get the upgrade. It's a no-brainer for me. But
and here Eric says Business Platinum has garbage credits, though it's so bad compared to But here's the thing: the credits that they do have, even though they're more limited, I'm able to use more. I'm just sick of I used to use it for Sirius XM on the personal. They cut that off. And then I said, oh, what am I going to use? The Wall Street Journal? I don't even read it. So why should I do it? So you kind of, they force you. Or Walmart. Do you go to Walmart every day? And I use it for Paramount. That's it.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and it's like, I mean, again, it all comes down to the person using the card, right? Like I have a business, so a lot of this stuff actually would make sense to me. Yeah, it just depends on your use case, I guess, to be honest.
You have the benefits for the Platinum up, Puppy?
Do what? The business Platinum.
Okay, what are the benefits, like the main ones? I know they have the Adobe, and what else?
Yeah, so they have the $400 Dell credits, the semi-annual. They have the Indeed credit, which is trash. I mean, I wouldn't use that. Unless you have a real business. $150 for Adobe, which would be really nice, but I've heard from Stan that you have to have the business subscription, which it says it right there, and I don't, so that doesn't really work well for me. 120 wireless statement credit for Wi-Fi, which could be good depending on how you pay that. The $200 airline fee credit, $199 Clear Plus, and then you get all the statuses and all that stuff like you get on the normal Platinum. So
even with the Dell, just the Dell, and the Clear credit, which is almost 200 now, right?
200, yeah, and then the $200 airline fee. That's
automatically it paid for itself,
right? Yeah, that's right. So it more than paid for itself, and then you're not even talking about the status that you get with the hotels, the fine hotels and resorts. The thing with the personal Platinum for me is you mentioned for one that they're kind of nerfing a lot of the credits. Also, it's just I don't know. I think that they're easier for people to convince themselves that those credits are good because it's stuff that you see all the time. But do you pay for that stuff before having the card? No, not usually. So that's not actually lowering your effective annual fee. This stuff is stuff that I use for my business on a daily basis. So that might mean that it has a lower effective annual fee compared to the personal. It just depends.
Now, I'm going to ask you this because people are not going to believe me when I tell them. Do you use Uber all the time?
I actually use Lyft all the time, but because I have the not all the time, but I use it for airport and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I use it because I have the Chase Sapphire Reserve. I use Lyft and I get all the discounts with Lyft Pink and I get 10x back and all that. So
I never used Uber because I drive everywhere, right?
yeah. Well,
And I only got Uber when I got the platinum card because of the credits. I swear to God, that
Same
is
with
the
Grubhub.
only reason why.
Same with Grubhub for me. That was the thing. That's exactly what my video is about with the gold card, though. Is like, yes, I do use Uber here and there whenever I travel, but I also would maybe use Lyft instead, where the prices are cheaper, rather than Uber. But now I'm forcing myself to use Uber instead, and it's not really giving me as much value. Or I'm ordering food more because I'm like, oh, I have a credit. That's not lowering my effective annual fee. I'm spending more money now that I have the card.
More. Uber Eats is a ripoff.
Exactly. It's not a good cycle to get in, convincing yourself that these things are free money, because it's not.
No. Now Kevin wants to know, what's your highest credit limit on one card?
Oh boy. I mean, besides the charge cards, which obviously don't have a limit,
Right.
I think the Venture X is my highest at like 22 or something like that.
Man,
but I have like,
good.
The Chase Sapphire Reserve, I think, has like 16 or 17. Marriott Boundless, I think, is in the 10s. My business cards are in the 10s. Besides the ink cards, geez. Well, the ink preferred has that. But yeah, I think my highest is 22 on the Venture X, which isn't insane, but I've never needed anywhere near that much.
No, what the hell? Honestly, it's just a number. Again, it's like people, it's just a number.
Yeah.
For me, it's still my one of my oldest cards, which is the JetBlue. I'm at 35.
Wow, yeah.
And I was able to move 10 over for the Windham Business Earner, which is the most underrated business card out there.
Yeah.
You want status, great status. If you're going to travel with your girlfriend in the future internationally, Windham Hotels, you can't beat it. Caesar's Diamond status automatically, bro.
Yeah, that's actually, I want to make a note of that just to look into it more for that video.
And you know what, Spencer? When we went to NOLA, I went with Chad, his wife, Tasha, Key, my sister. We went to the Caesars casino.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
And I had $100 celebration dinner that they give you once a year just for being Caesar Diamond status. So I had $100 credit for the meal.
Yeah,
and that comes with the Windham Business Earner card.
Right. Yeah, and it's also 8x on gas. Like, what the heck?
Yo, that and 5 times on utilities.
Oh, really? I didn't even actually.
Yeah, so I put my bills from Florida, my light, my cable, things like that, all go there.
Yeah,
and I make a killing on it. So
that might be one. I got so many cards on this list now. I'm like, I have so many I want to get in the future. I got to try to narrow it down to 5 for this video. I'll talk forever if not.
Now, Joshua says he wishes Amex didn't have the most random requirements for checking. The checking account, you know how I got it easier, Joshua? Was I first started with the Business Plus card, was my first business card ever. And then once you kind of have that relationship with a business credit card, their checking account, business checking, was kind of easy. I didn't have any difficulty.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people actually say that. One of my more popular videos is how to get the business checking account. But for me, it was like very straightforward. Maybe because I already had the Blue Business Plus, maybe, I think, when I got it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's exactly how I did it, Pa.
Yeah.
Because it was just easy. I guess once you have that relationship,
yeah,
they kind of just, it's Lazy says he never uses Hertz, the online platform. It's true. I use Sixt in Europe. I love Sixt. Their cars are beautiful when you go out there. Jibarito, Hertz status can be worth pretty much. Yo,
that's true.
It's worth it. 100%. Yeah. Thank you, Jibarito. Thank you for being here, Jibarito. I love that name. I love it. I love it. And it's Lazy. You should try Hertz. I'm telling you, that the platform blows, but the upgrades are great.
Yeah, I've never had any issues with them so far. It's been great. I've always got the upgrade and everything. So.
Oh wait, Sylvia's putting you under the. Oh damn. Will wedding bells be ringing for Spencer in 2025?
There will not be.
We're gonna skip right off of that.
Yeah, that's. No, it doesn't matter. I do not think there will be wedding bells in 1 year, but who knows? You never know.
Matt, I don't think it went back down to 140, the IHG business, up until like a week or two ago, unless they updated it.
I can check real quick.
Thank you. It said, would a banking relationship help with getting a Venture X? Jesse, I swear to you, this 360 checking with Capital One a year ago. It did nothing for me. Zero.
No, they don't care.
They don't care. They really don't. At that point, they don't care.
It's 140K on the IHG business right now.
140. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So, yo, that app, I'm telling you, the apps are easy. They keep your stuff together. There's a lot of good things, guys. Always look
Yeah.
around for those,
And
Seriously.
again, it's not sponsored, but if you want a free month of the gold status, you can just use the code
Yep.
SPIN when you sign up for Max Rewards. I don't have anything with CardPointers, but Max Rewards, I can help you out a little bit.
Yo, look at this. DJ Bruce Wayne says, Spencer, you're now officially a Boricua. Your name is Spencer Salazar.
Oh yeah, let's go. Dude, I'm gonna be feeling that later. I bet my throat's gonna be gone.
I love it. All right. It's lazy again. Another one. Damn.
Go.
Thank you so much. Another euro. I'm loving this. I think we were all bullied about our points and miles, collecting them till they saw our international business first class travel on social media. What do you think about that, Spence?
Yeah, it's one of those things that I've always felt is like a kind of odd obsession to have is with these credit card points and miles, but then everybody asks you exactly how you did what you did. So at the end of the day, it's not a weird thing to do. Like I was telling Joe before we got on, it's like the whole point of the points and miles game to me is being able to make memories with loved ones that you would not have been able to make otherwise. That's exactly what we do this for, and that's not that's not something to be bullied for. Like, it makes no sense. People are going to be asking you for your points later. So
Alex is saying some Bustelo and some knowledge. Bustelo is a Spanish coffee. Absolutely. And here's, gracias por todo, mi gente. Good people, no trolling and real sharing. And, I love you said that, Alex. Sometimes when during these lives, I've been on some lives where people just go out of pocket and say stuff and are nasty and degrading. I've been lucky and blessed that I don't have those headaches here, but you're right. And I thank you. Spencer, you've just been amazing with everybody here,
Oh, no problem.
Oh, look, I didn't even know this. Even Paramount Plus is available now on Amazon Prime Business. I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that either. I have the
Damn. You know what, Alex? Plus. I didn't know that.
Oh, wait, yeah, I did actually. I think Amazon Prime. Wait, no. I'm thinking of something different.
So the Prime if you have I do have the Prime Business card, as do you.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah,
if that gives you Paramount Plus, because I'm going to clip the platinum card in January, because I don't need 2 platinum cards. I can downgrade it to the green and get the same clear credit for it or whatever the hell, But thank you for that, Alex. Mm-hmm. And then it says here, Eric says, I get a ton of value Walmart Plus. Okay. See, there's no Walmart where I live. That's my problem.
I use Walmart Plus in place of Amazon Prime every once in a while because they have cheaper prices, but it's not worth. I would not pay $14 a month for it before having the credit. So that's why it shouldn't count in lowering my effective annual fee.
Yeah, I don't so it says here, Frequent Miler has a link. Oh my God. Good looking out, Phil. Frequent Miler has a link for 200K IHG business. Phil in for the win. Yo.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at Doctor of Credit too, seeing if that still works.
Thank you, Phil. And guys, I just realized, and I apologize.
Oh, it does work.
It does. Is there?
Yeah, but you have to do, at least what I'm seeing is 4,000 in 3 months for the 140K, and then 60,000 more if you spend 9,000 in the first 6 months.
I saw that. Yes. And that was an issue for me. That's why I thank you, Spencer, for clarity. Repeat it again, Spencer, if you don't mind, puppy.
Yeah, it was 140,000 for 4,000 in 3 months, $4,000 worth of spend, plus 60,000 more points if you hit $9,000 worth of spend in 6 months. So
to me, for another $5,000, you're not getting you're
getting 60,000 points, which you could. Wow. IHG points is $300 worth or whatever. That's not.
They're doing like Hyatt did on their cards, where they broke it up into 2.
It's because it probably just chased the co-branded nature of it.
That bothers me. But there you go. I wouldn't do it. I would wait for a straight up 175 for the 4,000 a month. I wouldn't bother.
Unless you just had I think like the only reason I would go for that is if you had just like a ton of spend and you needed to hit it like all on one card, maybe. But then you have to worry about your credit limit for that.
That's true. You know what? You're right about that. Guys, I almost forgot. I thank you for those of you that are channel members. I appreciate it. It is huge. And as you guys saw, I'm going to have a number of you guys coming on in the next couple of weeks. Spencer, I love having the subscribers on because it gives you a whole different outlook on stuff, and real life, So, and that's how we became friends with Tariq and Xavier and Filmo. I love Filmo. Oh my
Yeah.
God, Filmo, you have my heart.
Yeah. Phil's great. I mean, we met him at the meetup.
You know, Filmo, thank you for the super chat, puppy. Look at that. Two of my favorites. Heard the wepa on the drive home. Phil, I freaking love you, Phil. I swear to God. Thank you. Please give your wife my loves. Give her my best. I appreciate you, Phil. Thank you. Saver One is the only reason he has Uber One. Yeah, exactly. Quicksilver One credits Uber One. Really? I don't have none of those cards. So
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Venture X 30K for Xavier. All right, Sylvia, there you go. Chris V, how you doing? Just on time. Wepa, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Amex Biz product changes on the radar for 2025. If I have spend need, it will be my next card. If I have another spend case, my last offer was $250. That's the one I just got, Gunna. The $250 for 50K spend. Yeah, and it was nice to see that hit. Cell phone. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Look at that. If you get this card, Spence. Cell phone charges get you 5 times on the Windham Business Earner.
Do they do they have cell phone protection? Do you know? That would be one contingency.
I don't know. Let me see.
So like I've had to take lower earning rates
because of the protection?
Because I don't have protection on like the chasing cash, for example.
Right.
I can
because let me see what they have here. Windham Business Earner.
Oh, they have an annoying 2-step offer right now too.
I don't see it listed here. It just says 5 points on marketing, advertising, and utility. So even some of the stuff you do, you know, with your channel would count as 5 points.
Right. Yeah. No, it's a great card. I might.
Well, you know what else it'll give you for you and your girlfriend? 4 nights at the Atlantis in Bahamas for free a year.
Oh, really?
Yep.
How's that work?
Because of the Caesars Diamond status. You're eligible to get 4 nights free in the Bahamas at the Atlantis.
That's definitely interesting. We just went to the Bahamas. I did not get that for free. Actually, I did. I stayed at the Hyatt Bahamar, but that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it says here, Amex forces you to have a card before they let you open a checking. There you go. Well, thank you, Dalton. I appreciate that, puppy. There you go. How do you feel about Amex Blueprint for Business? Yeah, I use it. I don't have a problem. I really like Amex's. I actually switched over from a local bank. I don't know if they have TD Bank where you live in Austin. But TD is it's not a small bank, but
I saw it in New York when I was up there.
They were charging $15 a month if you didn't have a couple of thousand in the account. I was like, wait, I'm just starting. How do I do that?
Yeah.
So I cut them off and I just moved it over to Amex. So,
yep. Amex has been where I keep all my tax money throughout the year. And then, yep.
Oh, look at Dalton. He's saying if you have a personal one, you can't open a business and vice versa. Thank you. Windham Earner's business is one of his faves. 3 visits to Vegas this year. Comped each time. No resort fees. Celebration dinner. There you go. I'm telling you.
I'm interested on how it works in Vegas. That's actually where the card I think would shine the most for me because I find myself going at least once a year. I feel like. So I'm like, what does he mean comp? Like the actual hotel itself was or just the resort fees and stuff?
So when I went to use it, I used it at the Tropicana in Jersey. So what they did was I paid for their basic room. They upgraded me to a suite. And I was able also to use last year the celebration dinner there. And they gave you early check-in, late checkout, and they gave you like comp dollars to play.
Oh, I see.
That is
gotcha.
That status holds a lot of weight. I'm going to be honest with you. Like
that's a lot. Yeah.
And if you go to Europe, the Windham hotels in Europe are no joke. They're really up there.
Yeah.
So I think it's worth a look, if you really are thinking about it. So it's okay. CJ saying 140. Yep, on the regular one. Yeah, I got it before that, David, but thank you. Check this out, Spencer. If you have the Amex Business Credit Card before, you can get the 50,000K offer for business checking, bro.
Yeah, I only got 30K for mine, but yeah.
DJ Bruce Wayne says, Spencer Salazar, you need the Papi Chulo Platinum Reserve card. six, 6 times on player 2 redemptions.
Yeah. We'll see about that one.
Yo, Alex, you're right. Capital One is a computer-based program. Yo, you can't even talk to them. They're like robots on that side.
No,
You know?
yeah, until you have the Ventrex and the customer service is actually decent.
Really? Okay, so you got to get there. Okay.
You have to have the Ventrex, though, from what I've heard. Like they've been great for me, but everybody else says they hate them when they don't have the Ventrex. So
Gunna has the highest limits on 3 cards. Strata Premier, which I love that card.
Yep.
35K. Wow. Bank of America, 35. Nice. You know, the Strata Premier for me, and Caesar had always told me, that card to me is one of the best 3-time multiplier cards, even with the $95 annual fee. And their transfer partners are great. You can't beat it. You know, so okay, Mr. Mango saying now, okay, it's a 200K on the IHG website, but it's broken in 2 parts.
Yeah,
I don't
also
think
might
it's
be
worth it. What
targeted
do you think?
too, because I only
Right?
saw 140.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think it just depends on what cards you need right now. If you have a trip coming up and you need the points, sure. But if you can just wait it out, maybe wait it out.
Kit Kat, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. Very kind of you. I'm so glad to have you here. And we're gonna be doing one together, Kit Kat, soon. So I appreciate you for that, puppy. Thank you so much. Yeah, Walmart is Walmart Plus. Again, I don't have a Walmart near me. So what link, puppy? Alex, can you put what link? Because I'm a little behind here. Go Phil. Justin, Jammer, En La Casa, Joe and Spencer, 2 of my favorite content creators. Another epic live. Justin, you are the man. You come through every single week, and I thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. The love is real. I really do thank you for that. Walmart Plus is clutching the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
Gunna uses his Charles Schwab piece, Walmart Plus gas. Again, and I have an electric car, so the gas doesn't do me any good. Yo, I saw you know what's funny? It's Lazy says the stream is so interesting, even your dog. That's Odin, right?
Oh yeah, Odin. He's right there.
Oh my God. How old is Odin?
Oh, I can't reach it. He's too far. He's 3.5 or something like that.
Oh, he's a baby. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Gunna, thank you so much. Always a great live, Joe. I appreciate that. Gunna, thank you. Sylvia, wait for the 165 or 175. Don't do it if it's not worth it, my love. Venture X card holders can add me as an Spencer. Sylvia wants to know, if you can add her. Yeah, $75. And look, your man, Anthony, the guy who said you were 7 feet tall.
Yep, the guy who's caused me a lot of issues at the meetups. I'm just kidding. I love Anthony.
Anthony's the freaking best. I love him and my Princess Elsa, as I call her. Yeah. Yo, look at this. Lazy is the man. Lazy, I'm so happy here. Ralph Aguayo, how are you? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Juan Garcia, Mr. Anthony Ink Train Venture. That's right. He is the Ink Train now. Thank you so much, Juan, as well, for being here, puppy. I forgot earlier. Oh, yes, the Windham is 5 times on utilities, Alex. So worth it. And marketing and advertising. TD no longer allows you to deposit coins, Sylvia. They used to have this machine, Spence, that you could bring your coins and dump it.
I wish, yeah.
Yeah, now you have to pay for that in the supermarket. And then, TD used to do it, but not anymore. Cody, how you doing, Cody Little? Driving, but man, listening to the studs. Yo, I'm gonna take that as a win right there, Cody. Thank you. Gunna says Caesar has comp deals if you gamble. I get comp offers quarterly, no valet, no resort fees too, no line for check-in or valet line or restaurants. It's awesome. That's one big perk. So Spencer, in Jersey, in Atlantic City, a lot of the hotels, when they hold these conferences and conventions, they're always packed. I went last November to one here for some political stuff, and it was packed. The line to check in to the Tropicana was out the door. There were 2 people in front of me on the Caesars Diamond line.
Yeah.
Bro, money. And they treat you like gold. Like they see you, they're kind, you get the better room.
That's awesome. I'm excited to start testing all the hotels with some status. That's what I want to do.
Puppy, you know what, bro? The good thing is you have a leg up on so many people. You're so young. you're getting all this info from people that have done it for years and people that are doing it now because of people that have done it. You're going to be in such a good place, and you're just well schooled for it. I mean, you're going to be here giving master classes on this stuff because
I hope
that's
to be.
what you're going to do.
That's the goal. Just love getting to be the voice for the community in a way, you know, like I'm just surrounded by people that are even, you know, smarter than me, and I'm just getting to learn from them. So it's great.
Well, I'm going to share something. I put our link on my Instagram, and like I told you earlier, and on Facebook, a lot of my former students are on, and a few of my girls, they're like, "Yo, B, who's that?" And I was like, "He's taken. Let it go. Let it go. My man is taken." They did that with Chase too, so you're in good company. They love Chase.
Perfect.
Yeah. You know, perfect. So Kevin, if you want to get in touch with me, Papi, the email is super easy. The credit card connection @gmail. Send me that, and then I'll send you my phone number, and we could talk or whatever. FaceTime, I don't care. I don't mind sharing. So it's the credit card connection @gmail, Papi. Eric says he can't find Paramount Plus for the Business Prime. How does that work?
Yeah, I was trying to look for it for a second too. I'm not sure. Wait, if I had to guess though, if they give you Paramount Plus for free, it's probably the version that has ads, which then is kind of just like annoying. Like that's what the Business Gold gives you is Paramount Plus with Prime, or Paramount Plus, but the free version basically. So it's like doesn't really do anything. It's just like it still has ads. It's just like TV. I'm like, I don't want that.
I love Paramount Plus because I watched The Tulsa King.
Oh yeah,
and Mayor of Kingstown with Jerry. Like those shows are just off the charts. Yo, Alex has a good question here for you. You're gonna answer this one, Spencer, because this is all you, kid. He's gonna talk about Chase. $32,500 limit on the Apple Card, and the portfolio soon to be picked up by Chase. Let's see. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's going to be weird if they do take over the Apple Card because they're not going to. What I do know for sure, at least that's like in my head, it makes zero sense for them to bring the Apple Card into the Chase Ultimate Reward Point ecosystem. Like they're not going to do that. They're going to keep it a cashback card with Apple specifically. I just don't see how Chase is going to, like, what is Apple going to do with their savings account and all this other stuff? It doesn't seem like Chase would want to take that over. Like, I don't think Apple and Chase would play very well together, but I have no idea. It'd be cool to see. I don't know where else Apple would go. Like, they've already kind of, it seems like, screwed Goldman a little bit. So I don't know why anybody else would want to pick him up right now.
And I also can't see how, let's just keep it real. I told you, you're my son's age. My son got the Apple Card when it came out, and out the gate, while he was still at the University of Pittsburgh, they gave him a $10,000 limit.
Yeah.
That's it. How? How the heck does that work?
And again, it's like Chase is not in the business of subprime borrowers, and that's kind of, it seemed like what Apple was targeting everybody in the US because they want anybody with an iPhone to have the card. So they're approving everybody, no matter what credit score you had, really. So like that's a problem that I don't think any big bank's going to want to pick up, besides maybe like Capital One. But I don't think Capital One wants them either. So I don't know.
My biggest gripe with them, and I said this to Calvin the other day on 850 Club Credit, you have a beautiful titanium card that they jip you on your points if you use it instead of using tap to pay, which made no sense.
Yeah, they do it on purpose, right? They have to.
You know, it just pissed me off. I'm like, you know what, guys, this blows.
Yeah.
CJ says his highest credit limit, CSP 24K, Autograph 20, and Venture X 20. Those are nice. Yep. Those are nice limits. Luis Serrano, Papi, how are you? Welcome, Papa. Good evening. Mr. Wepa. Yo, you got to hear Spencer's Wepa because Spencer got a couple of 10s tonight. One of the few that got 10s. I'm just saying. So Jesse says here, the New York City Municipal Credit Union has a coin counter machine. You know what's funny, Jesse? I am a part of MCU because I work for the school system. The only thing is they have 5 branches, one in every borough. And for me to go there to drop coins and pay that toll to go to Bridge, for that I go to ShopRite and pay the 7% fee that they're going to charge me. But that makes sense. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that. Alex says they moved it. Amex offers. Okay.
See, I don't ever worry about offers. They just get automatically activated with that.
Now, Spencer, did you have this issue? And I talked about it in a video I did. Because you have the offers automatically loaded, right? Have you had an issue where it was loaded, an offer was loaded onto a card that you didn't want it loaded onto?
No, so this is how I think about it, and I'm definitely not optimizing that function, right? Like what I think about it though is, yeah, you're probably right that I am missing out on certain offers because I only use certain cards for certain things, I don't ever go through my offers. I just let them automatically come off of everything I'm purchasing. So it's like kind of serendipitous if I do have an offer get taken off. And I feel like how offers should be used. Like you don't want to go out of your way to spend money. But you're right in the sense of like if I am going shopping at a place and it's automatically activated on one card, but I want to use my, Y card instead. Yeah, that could be an issue. But I've never run into it just because I don't track it too well.
So I had called Amex because I was kind of and first I did the chat, had screenshots back and forth, then I called them. So my issue was I had an offer on the Blue Business Plus card for an additional 10% off of Dell. So when I got the money from the $200 credit, I said, great. They said you could stack it. Not a problem. But the offer was only added to the Blue Business, even though it showed up on my Business Platinum card. So the offer was there. And when I clicked it on the Business Platinum, it said, offer already added to another card. So Amex said it should be appearing on all your cards. Then they kept moving me up the chain. And then they said, now there are certain businesses that limit the number of cards an offer could be added to.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, I was under the assumption that they were shared too.
So Dell was now doing that. They said Dell, and there was another electronics company that once you have it added to one card, you can't add it. It won't go to another. They only let you add it on one, not multiples.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had no idea. So I had to get really far up the food chain to find that out. And they said you need to read the fine print. And sure enough, when I read the one for Dell, it said can only be added to one Amex offer.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
it's good to know.
Yeah, so I told them, how do I then set it up if I wanted to go to a specific card first? And the answer is, when you open up your app on your phone, it lists your credit cards for Amex in order.
Oh, you have to be selected on the right one.
You have to put that first, and you can't do it on the app. You have to go online and literally move that to be your first card of choice.
Oh, that's so annoying.
And so now I moved the Platinum card first, the Business Platinum, so that gets the offers, and then the Personal Platinum second.
Okay, well, I guess that's not a bad idea. That's just weird.
But you can only do it online. You can't do it on the app. You can't. So I want to give everybody that heads up out there. You need to be able. You have to do that online and set the card in the order you want to keep it at.
That makes sense. Cool.
Cody says, Joe, Spencer, either of you travel plans coming up where you're going to use points? Spence?
I booked all of the last trip I had that was booked was the New Orleans one. So right now I'm kind of sitting on my hands waiting to see what happens. I'd like to maybe book another trip to go do some creator conversations, like podcast episodes. That'd be fun. I don't have anything on the books though. I'll probably take another couple trips. I mean, I'm definitely gonna take a few more trips next year, but there's nothing planned yet.
Okay.
What about you?
For me, I was planning on going actually because my wife was supposed to go to NOLA with me, and our dog got sick and she couldn't go. So we were supposed to go away in October, but I was asked to lead, like I told you earlier, I was a guidance counselor for many years. And the local school system here asked if I would help with parent outreach for mental health services on part-time basis from now until the end of December. So for the rest of the year, I don't think I'm going anywhere. I might do overnight or somewhere where I can use. I have a certificate at Windham. I have one at Hilton, and I have one at Marriott. I might do an overnight, maybe in the city during the holidays, and take advantage of that. But right now, until January, no, nothing really crazy that's coming up. Alex says here, Chase is supposed to have the upper hand regarding terms. I read that too, that they're the ones that are going to dictate how that's going to go. I have here Jonathan Martinez. How are you, Jonathan? Good to have you here. Is it still complicated? That's the headache there, Spence. Have patience when applying for the Windham business card. They ask you if you've been in business now over 2 years, right? Do you have an LLC or do you have a sole prop?
Yeah, LLC.
Okay, so you'll be in good shape. I tried right out the box without being even having an LLC for 2 months. It took me 3 months to get the Windham Business Earner Card. Okay, I had to go to Staples and paper fax them. They didn't want electronic. They didn't want a PDF. Paper fax, proof of formation, the license, the LLC.
Jeez.
Yeah, it
That's
was a
annoying.
headache. But one cool thing that they let you do that not many other issuers do. I told you earlier, my biggest credit line with Barclays is the JetBlue at 35,000. Wyndham only gave me 3,000 for the business. They let me move 10,000 over from my personal to my business line with no problem.
Well, that's nice. Yeah. That's kind of like Citi, right? The Citi kind of lets you move credit between whatever card you want.
So this is,
or product change.
That's awesome. Gunna has Prime card 20K. Second is his Chase card at 20. If you enable too many Amex offers, will you get the new ones if you have too many offers enabled? So you're going to get all of them. The problem is with certain offers, they're only limited to one card. So if you know there's one card that you use more often, put that as your primary card that shows up first. That was Amex's thing for me to do. Okay, so
yeah, and on that point right there, the what I've seen is like I have like 600 Amex offers activated, so I don't think there's like a limit to how many you can have.
Yeah, that's true. And then when you have the apps, like it says, right, how many offers available, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. And it's because they repeat them.
Yep.
Yeah, see, QC Man says, how you doing, QC Man? I had that limit to one card thing happen to me before. It sucks that they do that. Amex has changed the offer rule. Some are only available on the card you open first on the app. That's exactly what they told me. Mayor of Kingstown is fire. You should check that out, Spencer. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, I'm so bad at watching TV. I've always watched YouTube my whole life. Like I just watch YouTube. I've grown up on it, made YouTube videos forever. So it's just kind of, that's why I do what I do, I guess.
Let me guess. You don't have a cable box in your room?
No.
TV?
No.
My son is the same way. I was like, yo, puppy, I can get you the cable box. No, daddy, for what? I just need a smart TV so I could download blah, blah, blah. Like since he was little, Meanwhile, growing up for me was Channel 13, PBS. I'd watch Sesame Street or cartoons on the networks on Saturdays. Now,
I mean, when I was younger, I did that for sure. But these days, it's all just streaming.
Yo, I like it's lazy. Paper fax in 2024 is real dedication to get the card. Swear to God, it was. I use my JetBlue card at least twice a month, Sylvia. I love JetBlue for its flexibility and points. It's easy. They have their own terminal in JFK, and they fly to Puerto Rico. They fly to Florida easily as well. I can't really complain. They need a lounge, though. My biggest gripe, and I told this to Luke and Nola. I said, bro, I sat with Adam's kids at the JetBlue terminal Labor Day. I wanted to kill myself. My sister was like, why are you losing your mind? I was like, because that one is coughing nonstop. The other one is spitting on the other side. This one is eating tuna fish behind me. I can't. There's no priority lounge, nothing, zero.
Yeah.
So I use the card for the JetBlue flights. Absolutely. Sylvia. So for that, yes, I think it's a good card to have. Any tips on the Windham business earner? Been approved for other business? Yeah. You could do sole prop, but it helps to have all your ducks in a row. Make sure you have your paperwork. Make sure you have a bank account attached. They want to see all that before you do it, and try to be in business at least a year. It's a lot less difficult. Stan the man, Stan it Coffee. Ask Spencer if he can change his background lights to green.
Let me see about that, Stan. Let me see. Give me a few seconds. I'll get there.
There's a flex coming.
Well, I'll get there. You can take
wow, Stan, how are you, puppy? Thank you for being here, Papa. It was so great to meet you in person, Stan. You and your wife, beautiful couple. God bless you guys. Jesse, oh, he got green.
Yeah, here we go.
Green was there for a minute. There you go.
Got to change this one too, huh?
Nice. Excuse me, too fancy.
They're like colors.
Yes. Yo, only you could do that, Stan. You see the power you have, puppy?
Oh, Stan has all the power. Stan's the man. There's a reason it rhymes like that.
Oh, man. Jesse, you're right. The TVs do have that. Everybody's like, what's up, Stan? What's up? So, Sylvia, I have the JetBlue Plus, not the business yet. I have the business for United and the personal for United as well. Yeah, JetBlue's getting a lounge early next year. That's what, and I'll get that card when that comes out. Bob Ross, Spencer's parents probably weren't even dating when Bob Ross was out either, or probably born. That was the guy that paints on PBS with an afro. He's
Yeah, I know he is.
you know he is? Okay.
Never watched.
Good call out on Amex top of wallet offers. Yep. Trust me, Gunna, that's the best way to do it. Terminal 5 in JFK, it is a lounge desert, bro. That was horrible. Michael Robbins. Yes, Stan does have awesome content. Stan, Papa, do me a favor, throw your channel down there, papi, so that Michael can get it, pa. I appreciate it. Kevin McLean, how tough is U.S. Bank when getting approved for business cards and no prior relationship? Have you had a relationship with them?
I haven't. I've talked to Stan a lot about that, actually. Funny enough that he's here because he has the U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve, and he went the full path of getting a business or getting a personal account with them on the banking side, and then waited at least 6 months and then got approved for the Altitude Reserve right away. But there's a lot of data points out there now suggesting that you don't need that. It just definitely helps. It's one of those things that it's like, if you have the time to do it, I mean, first of all, go get you like a new bank offer like RJ would recommend. If they have those with US Bank, I don't even know, but I assume they do. And then wait a few months and then apply for it. You just have better odds. It's just, unless you're in a real big rush, I don't see why you wouldn't go that path.
So US Bank, funny, I swear, and I had the letter upstairs. I did the pre-approval because everybody talks about the Altitude Reserve. Josh Gable said the same thing. And I said, all right, let me try the pre-approval. And I got denied on the pre-approval. They sent me the letter, and it's because they said I had too many recent accounts open in the last 6 months, which they're not lying. I think I've opened 6 or 7 cards.
Right.
So, I didn't apply, but I did the pre-approval, so I'm not going to bother to apply and get slam dunked. So, they're not difficult from my understanding, but they also have standards. They're not just going to give it away.
They're similar to like Citi and Wells Fargo, who are like inquiry sensitive or new account sensitive, but not like gonna, it's not that hard to get around it.
Now, do you have the Amex Prime Biz Plaid service connected? Do you have that?
What Amex Prime Biz card keep Plaid? I do not know what that even is, to be honest. I might be drawing a blank.
I don't either. I
don't know what that
Plaid
is.
Service, but I don't know exactly what that is.
I'm gonna try to look it up.
Well, Gunna had the same experience I had here. It took him 2 months. I know, but it was worth it for me. I kid you not. Gunna, you're right. Stanley the Manly. Wow, look at that. Stan is getting new names here. Yeah, JetBlue is going to come out with another card. They said that only with that card would you be able to get the lounge access and access to their new offerings on their planes as well, or whatever the heck. So, but they can say that now, and God knows how long that's going to take for them to push that out, Sylvia. Green is the color of frog. Ah, Stan, you're so freaking cute, Stan. I love you. It's Lazy. Thank you so much for the stream. I'm going to sleep. It's almost 3 a.m. Don't forget to all like and subscribe and follow. Yo, it's Lazy. We will be here next. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the Euro chats. Next week, I have Tasha from Major Change Group coming on. That's going to be a blast at 7 o'clock next week as well, next Tuesday. But it's Lazy. It's been a pleasure, my friend. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you did for me tonight. I really do appreciate you. Stan says green is the color of money as well. All right, here we go. Bob Ross has been dead for years. He has a YouTube channel. Is that how you saw it, Spencer?
Yeah, someone's making money off him.
Yo, I think Anthony's going to start using Bob Ross's videos and do some shorts on, if Bob Ross got a MasterCard concierge when he did his last painting. So Alex wants to know, Bread Cashback, American Express card. What do you think?
I've seen a lot of stuff about that. Isn't that a business? Is that a business card or no?
Yes, I believe so.
That's what I thought. So it's a 2% card, no annual fee. I mean, if it doesn't have a welcome offer, I'm not really interested, to be honest. For the most part, right? Because it's like, and I'm not seeing any welcome offer, any like added benefits really. So it's like, I mean, I guess if that's a way that you need to get into the business side of the game, you can. But to me, it's like, even with like a normal Blue Business Plus, even if you only 1,000 points or whatever, that's still a lot of spend that you would have had to do on the bread card instead. So being on the points and miles side of things, I don't really ever care for a 2% cashback card that has no welcome offer on it, at least right now. That's just me though. That's kind of.
And I think there's a lot of cards. Now, did you ever consider getting the Robinhood Gold?
That card I'm not a fan of, to be honest. But I did consider right when it came out because it sounded like it could be so cool. But no, I don't think it's worthwhile.
Okay.
But that's not to say that somebody shouldn't consider it. But
no, I signed up for the app. I jumped on the gravy train, like they said, and I was like, okay, let me check it out. And then I realized I really don't know much about, stocks, this, that, and the other. And I said, why am I going to pay $5 a month for something I don't really know how to use just to get a card? And I was and it doesn't have a sign up bonus. Nope. So
and I have another, and that this is the same thing with bread too. I have a really hard time, like, I don't know. I feel like these like fintech companies, especially Robinhood, with all the stuff that happened, during the GameStop stuff. It's like I don't know if you want to trust them solely for this kind of stuff. So I've kind of let the fintech stuff age a long time before I jump onto it because I just don't know how that's gonna shape up. That's just me though. I'm probably more risk averse in that regard.
That's me too. No. I appreciate that. So you did it for 800 at biz checking offer. Then quarterly they send power card, leverage, platinum. Yo, that's fire. So I might have to do a business checking with them and see maybe if that'll help me get over the hump with them. But Kevin, my email ends in .com. It's the credit card connection at gmail.com. Kevin.
Do you have it in your
yeah, it's on my
about page.
Yeah, it's on my it's on my about page there. Yeah, thank you, Spencer.
And
here we go again. Xavier, great live, guys. Thank you, Poppy, once again for the super chat, kid. Lord God. Xavier just got the bread offer card in the mail today, 200 back on 1K spend. Nice. That's not bad.
Yeah, if you're getting an offer on it, again, it's like, I mean, if you don't care about your 524 status too much and you want to get $200 in cash back, go for it.
Yeah, no, Jesus. No, but thank you, Xavier, for that again. Thank you. Vladimir says, great job with the stream tonight. Spencer, great seeing you join the Weapon Nation and keep up the great work. You got another follower there. That's my boy.
That's awesome.
Hey, thank you, Vlad. I love you, puppy. Hey, Stan, you were the first that discussed Bank of America cards. Love those tips. And Stan is my go-to for Bank of America. Always has been. Spencer, is it possible to cash out the Amex Prime points as a statement credit for the card purchases on the Amex side or only on the Amazon website?
Yeah, I've only seen it available to be used through the Amazon website, which is the downside of it compared to the personal Prime card with Chase, because with Chase, you can cash it out to your bank account or whatever. That way, you're always getting the max 5% on your purchases, right? But with the business Prime card, the only option you have to redeem, at least in my experience, and Joe, you probably resonate, you can only do it through Amazon, which kind of sucks. I'd rather be able to just cash it out. I did interestingly get like a check from them recently. I don't know why, for like $40. I think it might have been like I don't even know. Like it was like unused.
Are you a part of their content creator thing? Maybe.
I don't think so. It was just kind of weird. I just like it seemed like it was unused credit or something that didn't hit my account. So
yeah, because I think you can only use it for like whenever I go on Amazon, it'll show me the running balance of what I have is available to use, So I have like 191,000 points, but that comes out to whatever 5% of that is, however they break it down. But Alex says here he has a $200 welcome offer plus 25 times points if 25 transactions in 1 month. Wow.
Is that for the bread card?
For the bread, yeah.
25 points if 25 transactions.
That's not bad.
That's really interesting.
I guess they really want you to use the hell out of the card.
If they give you 25x on the 25 transactions that led up to that threshold, that could be really good because you could just buy 25 $1 things and then have like a massive purchase on it for 25x. That'd be huge. I don't know how that works though.
Yeah, I wonder if they've somebody did it and they're figuring it out, right?
Yeah.
So Sylvia wants to know, she hopes you do a video on the Edit by Chase, Spencer. I haven't seen anything about it on YouTube and interested in learning about it. Do you know some of it now, Puppy, that you could share with us?
Yeah, that's definitely, I had a lot of people actually ask about that because I mentioned in my video, if you wanted to see that, let me know. And I had a few comments about it because in New Orleans, I booked the Kimpton Hotel there through the Edit collection with my Chase Sapphire Reserve, which for all intents and purposes functions exactly the same as Amex Fine Hotels and Resorts. And I didn't know that they had that. And I don't think many people do know that they have that because I've never heard it talked about anywhere, even by Chase. And so, yeah, I got like a free room upgrade for one. I got the early late early check-in, late check-out, $100 worth of property credits, $40 worth of breakfast credits every day or something like that. Yeah, so it's just like a bunch of stuff that I got for free just because I booked it and through the portal. And the nice thing is you can use your points for the edit collection. So I got 1.5 cents per point on an IHG property that would have been worth, half a cent per point with IHG points. And I got all these added benefits. So it ended up being a really, really nice trip. And that was the first one I'd really taken my girlfriend on besides the Bahamas, but we booked with her family. And so we didn't get any upgrades or anything. But that was like a full upgrade room and everything. So she really enjoyed that. Oh, they gave us a bottle of wine too for like a check-in gift.
That's awesome.
Food and yeah, it was pretty crazy.
See, but we were talking earlier. There's so many benefits tied to cards besides the points or multipliers you get. Right now I'm looking. I did this on the Visa signature card for the Wells autograph. They have their own luxury hotel collection.
Yeah.
Right. for a free no annual fee card, you get the best available rate, automatic room upgrade at arrival, complimentary in-room Wi-Fi, complimentary breakfast for two, $25 food and beverage credit, VIP guest status, late checkout when available, and it includes even the Park Hyatt and Shangri-La. For no annual fee card, you don't have to pay $700 for the FHR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there's so many different things. That's what like Anthony and Calby have been showing us too, with like the just random MasterCard benefits and like just a Visa benefits as well. Like there's a bunch of stuff out there that we can take advantage of. And I'm excited to keep learning about them, just those lesser known things.
Yeah, no, and I love it when they do that. I love it when you put out stuff that no one knows or hears about. Gen 512 Productions, how are you? Does anyone know if the Navy Federal Amex credit card counts against your max Amex 4 or 5 credit card limit?
I would imagine does not, if I had to guess, because it's not an American Express credit card. Like it's the network that they're using, but it's not an American Express card. If that makes sense.
That is, that makes sense that they wouldn't, because Navy's going to dictate that, right?
Yeah, they're the issuer in that case, in a sense. Amex is just the payment network, if I understand correctly.
Yep. So Alex has something curious here. The 25 times seemed incredible, and it's hush on their web, but he has a paper collateral here on his desk, and you can share this the screenshots. Please check it out. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if I would at least try it, I guess. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? But you just don't get the points.
Awesome. 25 transactions at 25 times a spending category. That's insanity.
Any 25 transactions, that could be so much money. Like put your rent on it. Like prepay your rent. I don't know. Do something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Damn. So Gunna has 5 fintech cards: Prime 20K, Apple 20K, Built 25K, RH 30K, and Amex Prime 25.
I don't know if I'd call those all fintech, but yeah, I get where you're coming from there.
Okay, he says thanks for the answer on Amex Prime. Can't believe my second and fourth. I can't believe my second and fourth favorite creators are on, and I'm watching reruns of How I Met Your Mother.
Are we supposed to take that? I don't even know if that's a compliment at that point. Second and fourth.
We're in the top 5.
I guess that's true.
I don't know where we fall, but it's okay. But I'll take top 10. At this point in my life, top 10 works for me. Okay.
Yeah,
thank you for being here. Always, Frugal Dad. You're the freaking best, puppy. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. Sylvia says complimentary bottle of wine too. Now you have to do a breakdown video on it, Spencer. Yo,
I know.
And Sylvia will not let you go. Sylvia is a beast. She knows. I'm telling you, she should have her own channel. Look at this, Mr. The Staten Island Oprah, MasterCard luxury hotels, baby. That's it. I'm gonna do that next. You got that. Even Cap One has something similar. It's true.
Yep.
It's just that we don't look, and it's also that they don't push it. Like I think that they sleep on it because they know it's gonna cost them. Maybe I don't know. Like they just don't push it.
Well, yeah, and again, that's another thing I touch on in my video about the Amex stuff is like, do we think that Amex is pushing all of these new credits and benefits and like these new annual fees for no reason? Like, no, they're making a lot of money off of people that don't use these credits or convince themselves that they should use them when they really don't need to. It's just like, Yeah, whatever they're pushing you, they're making money off of. If they're not pushing it, that's where you make your money.
The one thing that used to irk me with the gold card was that freaking Cheesecake Factory gold belly credit.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm never going to use this.
Yeah.
I never did.
And I did. I used it for Grubhub, but again, it was like I'm going out of my way to now go eat out instead of eat at home. So it's not helping. Also, curious question for Gen 512. Are you from Austin? Is that why you got the 512, or what's going on there?
That's a good question. I was wondering where that came. Unless that's the name of his company, I don't know, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, could be.
QC Man says the only leg up is the FHR has a $200 credit.
Well,
what do you think?
I was going to say, I don't know if that's a leg up though, because like I mentioned, it is a leg up. That's $200 more in a credit. But with FHR, you have to book in cash, right? I'm pretty sure you have to. I don't think you can use points for the FHR program. And even if you did, you'd be getting 1 cent per point. So that's not great. With Chase, you get the boost in the portal and all the other stuff. So if you're somebody that likes to book solely on points, like I do, especially for an IHG property, for example, that is going to have a low average cent per point value, you can get 1.5 cents per point and use all those benefits. So it's just like which way you want to go there. If you're booking in cash, FHR would be better with that credit. But if you're not, if you want to use points, I think that's where the edit could come in.
And also for people, and I found this out, I think Anthony was the one that explained it to me. God, I love you, Anthony. The business platinum card, you do have access, but you don't get the $200 credit for FHR.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you don't get that. You'll get the other breakfast, you'll get the early check, you get the other complimentary, whatever the heck money to spend it, but not the $200 credit to the account. So,
but you also get to trade the 35% points rebate for flights.
Yes. And hotels, I think it is too.
Oh, is it really? I thought it was just flights.
I could have sworn I saw hotels when I was doing the thing, which is big because that's more than a third, guys. It's a lot of freaking money out there. So yeah, Gunnar says it's a network and not an Amex card. It's a Navy Federal card. Absolutely. Dugras, how you doing, Dugras? Puppy. Welcome, Dugras. Good to have you here, puppy. Alex, man, that's what we're here for, Papa. Honestly. Capital One even offers Airbnb type stuff. Have you ever done an Airbnb with them?
No, I haven't. I've only ever used their portal to knock down my annual travel credit on the Venturex.
Okay. Now, Anthony, look at that. Sylvia says, thank you, Anthony, for those types of videos. They're very helpful. Spencer, looking forward to hearing about the FHR alternative. Which one are you looking at doing first, puppy?
Since I have the personal experience with the edit, that would be like the one. Like I'd probably make a video about how that program works based on my trip to New Orleans, and then have like a kind of like a recap of the trip too.
So you did the Kimpton without an IHG card through the Chase portal, correct?
Right. Yeah, and I got everything that you would really get with status with IHG.
And how many points did it, or how much was that hotel? If you don't mind my asking, do you remember?
Let me see if I have it because I have everything right here. Kimpton with Chase. It was like 57,000 points total for 3 nights.
For 3 nights?
Yep.
Are you freaking kidding me?
No, 57,000 points, and then I got all that other stuff. I got the daily breakfast for 2, welcome gift, room check-in or room upgrade, early check-in, late checkout, complimentary Wi-Fi, $100 credit.
19,000 UR points a night on average, which if it's the Kimpton,
right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it can be, obviously, you have to always reference your prices and see what's best for you. But for me, I was very happy to be able to use points and still get all of that done at a low effective cost per night. So
wow, no, that's awesome. I'm glad you told me that because I'm going to try that because I want to stay at that hotel. They have beautiful properties, and now that I know you could do that through the portal, that's awesome. George Morales, how are you doing, George? Welcome, puppy. Do you guys think the 165,000 point Hilton Honor Surpass card is a good deal?
I mean, it's elevated, so that's a better deal than the base. But I guess it would depend because don't they sometimes have some pretty crazy like free night offers?
Yeah, and here's the thing: you're either a free night person or the
Or
points,
points.
right?
Yeah. Right.
I got mine with the points, and I'm going to tell you, George, from my understanding, with a lot of people, that's the sweet spot. The surpass is the sweet spot because you also get. I have already added this year three $50 Hilton gift cards to use at the hotel or whatever, and the card costs 150. So you're going to get $200 worth of gift cards as a start. So, if you look at it, these people aren't stupid. They're going to give you free nights, and then at certain points of the year, and regular points might be more flexible, in my opinion. I might be wrong, but
Yeah. If the free night is uncapped, you can get a lot of value from it, of course. Right. But if you don't have a trip to use that free night with, you might just want to sit on the points.
Yep.
It just kind of depends.
Yep. And he's gonna hope to complete Amex coupons is like New Year's resolution. That's right. You join a gym in January, go 5 times, and struggle to count. You're so freaking right.
Yeah. It's all of that same thing of like you're psychologically convincing yourself that these credits are free money and they're not. That's what it is.
I want to thank for a second the best brother-in-law in the world. My brother-in-law Charlie just texted me, and literally Spencer, he says, and I can't say the word, good effing job tonight. Keeping viewers and participation on. Great job with Spence. Look at that. So
That's
he just
awesome.
texted me that. Thank you,
That's
Poppy.
awesome.
I appreciate that. So they want to know, are you downgrading the VX?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, like them extending the Hertz status, it makes it harder for me to. Also, I feel like I'm like in such a privileged place to even have the Venture X. So part of me is like, I don't know if I want to downgrade it. But at the end of the day, again, if I'm not getting positive value from it, or I'm forcing myself to use it to get positive value, then that's no reason to keep a card open. So I don't know. It'll be something that comes up next year. I could definitely see myself renewing it for another just to see how it changes. But if they keep nerfing it like they've been doing, kind of like they've been like not silently, but like slightly nerfing it over the past like year or two, if that keeps happening, then I probably will downgrade it just to save on the annual fee. But I do like the card. So it's like, it's hard, I'll probably end up keeping it, but we'll see. I'll make a video likely about it.
I would love it. I would love to see that, and the thing is with certain cards, you kind of get used to, you kind of bite the bullet in price. And I get it. If you can do it, why not? And that's the thing with, I really want the Marriott Brilliant card. Am I willing to pay $650 for a card that I'm not staying at hotels 15 times a year or more?
Yeah.
No, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The same even with the Aspire. Would I like to have diamond status? Yeah, but with the Surpass, I already have gold, and even with the Platinum card, I have gold, and you get 2 breakfasts free anyway.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, where do you draw? Like, you also can't have $10,000 in annual fees.
Yeah, exactly. It's what you can manage, right? And I don't know. I feel like sometimes I go through phases where like sometimes I get into that like statement credit kind of burnout period, but I do think that with me canceling my gold card and me planning on canceling the business gold and stuff like that, like I'll have a lighter plate to where the Venture X might still make sense. But I mean, we'll just have to see.
And you know what I wish that Amex had for the business gold? I wish the business green was half as good as the regular green.
Yeah.
But it is garbage.
Yeah, it doesn't. In my understanding, it doesn't offer like anything.
Really, all you get is 2 times on travel through them. That's it.
Oh, that's really bad. That's where I thought it was.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, I'm not doing that. So I canceled it outright. They weren't happy, but I don't care. Yeah. QC Man makes a point here. I have the CSP, so it's going to be more expensive for me.
Also,
but that's the one card I'm going to hold on to see if I get the CSR, because I've always wanted that one.
And the CSR is the only one you get the edit collection with, by the way.
Yep, I'm gonna do that. Filmo's gonna join the military at age 51 to control Amex's annual fees.
Jeez. Well, I'm not sure that's an honorable mission there, but it's a mission nonetheless.
Oh my god. But unless you have, isn't it? I thought Sledge said, and Anthony, actually, the person Anthony also had on his live this weekend, that if you're related to them, a grandparent, if you're the grandchild or whatever, or live in the same home of a person, you could get some of those benefits for some cards. But Dalton wants to know, do you know if you hold a hotel status through a card for a certain amount of time, does it give you lifetime like Marriott?
Not through a card, to my understanding. You have to earn, for every hotel status that I know of, you have to earn base points or stay a number of nights. So like with Hilton, it's like 2 million base points, which means you have to spend on the card. You can't just have the card with the status. Or you have to stay, I don't know how many nights it is. Same thing with Marriott, I'm pretty sure.
You are so right. I just read that on Hilton.
Yeah.
2 million. And they said, if you figure out and do the math, it's anywhere from 10 years to 20 years of regular Hilton stays and spend to make that lifetime status.
There's no gaming that either.
Nah,
like you can't get around it.
No. So, which just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Rodrigo Mendez. Rodrigo, welcome so much. How does a regular person justify the remaining $250 on the CSR after the $300 credit? No referral bonuses. That's all you, Spence.
Yeah. For one, I want everybody to know, which I talk about on my channel too, referral bonuses do not ever count in my effective annual fees because I'm speaking as if I'm somebody that doesn't have access to that. So you never have to worry about that whenever I answer these kinds of questions. The way that I justify it is going to be, one, through the lounge access it provides, because that gives you a ton of value right there if you use the lounges frequently, which I do because I have one in my home airport. And then on top of that, the 50% boost in the portal is something I actually use regularly. So if you calculate the number of points you would save by booking in the portal rather than transferring out, for example, that's where you can make up an effective annual fee. Also, like surprisingly, the membership for Lyft Pink is something that's given me a lot of value, which I didn't think it would. They have DoorDash credits and stuff like that too. I don't use those, but for me, the main selling point for the CSR is, of course, the $300 travel credit, like you mentioned, plus the 50% points boost, plus the lounge access. That's easily makes up the annual fee for me.
So Spence, you do your booking so you like their portal. You feel you get the value because that's like anti everything else along a lot of these channels.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with like the Apple redemption, right? It's like, to some people, it might not make sense to use the portal, but from my experience, as long as the price in the portal is the same as like a domestic airline, for example, like let's use Southwest, for example, because that's who I fly with the most. If I book directly with Southwest by transferring my Chase points out, because I don't like paying cash for anything, so I'm using my points for everything. Some people would use cash for that, and that's fine. If I want to use points for that, I'll get an average of 1.4 cents per point, let's say, with Southwest. If I use the portal, I get a guaranteed 1.5 cents per point, so a little bit higher, and you might be like, that's not worth it. Why would you care? It, on top of getting that extra boost in the portal, I also, it calculates through Southwest as a paid booking, so I get points on top of that with Southwest. So you double dip. So I'm actually getting a much higher cent per point value than that, which it would be hard to kind of calculate that, but you could. So that's like one of the biggest perks right there. Again, as long as the prices are competitive. Sometimes it's not, and sometimes you don't want to use the portal. But with all the added benefits it gives you, I have found that it's been worth it for domestic flights. If I don't book through an airline alliance and do that whole thing, or it's also worth it for like boutique hotels or hotels that have really low cent per point values like IHG. You can get a guaranteed 1.5 through Chase rather than 0.5 or whatever with IHG points. So
that's fire. I'm glad that you put it out there because not everyone is like the savant that can do things through transfer partners and have everything on their fingertips and know how to manipulate. I won't do it. I don't have the patience or the bandwidth for it.
It's simplicity.
Don't.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of like I'll transfer to Hyatt because it's easy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I know what I'm kind of getting.
Yeah.
But other than that, that makes all the sense in the world. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And that was a great question, actually, Rodrigo. Thank you so much. Juan is going to enlist with Phil. So that's going to be really cute to see. They're going to enlist in the military together. Does the CSR still have the link pink? It does, right? You just said it.
Yeah. It's like credit? A 2-year credit. And then you can get the third year for 50% off. I think you have to enroll by like the end of this year or something, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe that was the DoorDash. I don't know. One of them you have to enlist in it before. Enroll, sorry. I've got Phil Mo's terminology confused here with the enlist.
And Gunnar says hotel cards to get excited about the possibilities. I have Bonvoy Biz. I have that one as well. Windham Earners got that. Hotel Radar is. I want to get the IHG. That's what we're saying right now. That's
yeah.
Gunnar. That's the card we're gonna get, Gunnar. Rodrigo, thanks you, Spencer. Sad they nerfed the restaurant access. I'm tempted for the CSR just on the insurance alone. Now that they started October 1st next week, their new insurance plan and the partner that they're with, that should be huge because
I actually haven't read about that yet, so I'd like to look into that more.
Yeah, I got an email. Change. Yeah, they changed and actually how they even put the claims. You know what happened, Spence? They had this thing called e-claims line. It was separate from Chase. So even though you use your Chase card, Chase would wash their hands and say, do it through e-claims. Then e-claims would say, no, you need to show us what Chase just did. And then it bounced back and forth. It took me 8 months to fight a chip on a glass that I got in Europe.
Yeah.
That then they took the money from my account. They charged my card. Sixth. The car rental 6 did it. And then I had to fight all the time until I finally got my money back. So.
But they've made it better now, you think?
So according to what I've been reading, it's supposed to be better. The policy, the insurer that they have now, and then they're going to streamline it into one website, not having to go. I had to go from Chase to a whole different website, upload stuff through their system. Then the Chase's system and e-claims wouldn't talk to each other. Then you had to have a person on the phone.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous, so
I'm glad they're handling that better.
No, absolutely. So QC man said, even though it's in the sexy things, CSR travel insurance is better than most. That's true. Rodrigo, I thank you for the question. I really do. Alex Y, thank you so much. That's so cool. Thank you so much for being a member. Alex, really appreciate you. CJ, just got the IHG biz. Let you know how the status is in Japan. Yo, leaving in 5 days. Please, CJ, let me know next week during the live if you can, or the week after when you get back. That would be awesome to see how well that works.
Yeah, I'd love to hear about that too.
Because I hear that IHG internationally beats the heck out of
everything, really.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
So, well, we're going on 2.5 hours here. I know it's late. Spence, is there anything you want to talk about, say, or bring up, or also what you're going to do with your next video?
Yeah, no, I mean, touch on the next video real quick. I guess bringing it all full circle back to what we started with here. Yeah, next week I'm making a video basically about, why I hate American Express credit cards, just so I can kind of set the record straight, because like I mentioned at the meetup, it seemed like a lot of people think that I hate them, which I just speak strongly on them because I think my target audience is not really suited for their cards. So like the videos I make are not for those people necessarily, but that's on that thing. So that'll be like my next week's video. Have a lot of cool videos coming out that I'm excited about. We've talked about a lot of them here today, actually, because you've given me a lot of good ideas. And then, yeah, other than that, I mean, if y'all are in the chat still, I really appreciate y'all watching. And if you're not subscribed to Joe yet for whatever reason, and you came from my channel, definitely subscribe. Joe's got that kind of like no BS approach to things that I really enjoy. And it resonates with my style as well, I think. So that's why I really enjoyed being able to even be here with you today. So thank you for having me and spending time doing this with me.
Spence, I kid you not, my hairs are standing up. As you know, no BS. You're right. I've been looking forward to this since I met you and Nola. I've been following you since I started doing this. I've seen the growth you've had. And I don't mean height-wise, because that's what Anthony's going to joke and say you said growth. But,
yeah.
I'm just so proud of what I've seen you do and how you keep it real. And I'm telling you, one of the few, Anthony's the other one that I can say, that you don't BS the people in your group, like in that, like you said, that demographic. Mm-hmm. It's all, it's what you see is what you get. And you're true to it, and that's what makes it real. And that's why I think people gravitate towards you, because you're not getting the standard BS line that you just Google and repeat what you read. No, you're putting it to practice. If you don't have it, you don't really talk about it, which is what I believe in as well.
Yeah. So, thank you for saying that. Yeah.
No, it's the honest to God truth. You notice You said how many cards you had. You never BS'd about something else being great, even though you never tried it or had it.
Yeah.
You've kept it to, I haven't gone to the Maldives, so I'm not going to say it's the best trip ever. Those are the little things that really show the true person. And for me, that makes it all worth it. And it is an honor for me to have you here today. We haven't dropped. I mean, the numbers have been consistent the whole night.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome to see. Thank you for the support.
And look at the love. Like Xavier. Okay, here we go. So we have QC man, you and John R need to fight it out over Amex.
Yeah.
So Xavier, another one. Thank you so much, Xavier, for the love of God, the patriarch. Thank you, puppy. I appreciate that. Thank you. Phil Mo, his first video will be the Oman military experience. Thank you. Thank you so much, Alex, for all the great questions you put out, Alex. I appreciate that. Class act. I appreciate that. Yo, you're right. MP, how you doing, puppy? Thank you for being here. Braun and Spencer are great. You see, and that's what it is, Spence. I want to thank you because for keeping it real. I thank you for being with this guy, this old guy here, and spending 2.5 hours of your time.
Dude, it's so fun. It's not hard for me to do this at all. I can keep going, but
no, look at Chad. Spencer's been my guy from the beginning.
Oh yeah. Oh, me and Chad have known each other since literally I started the channel, so it's been cool.
No, and then I don't know if you know Aloha Danica, but that's Garrett. It's. I used to think it was a woman. He says, "No, I'm not a guy. I'm a guy." So,
gotcha. Okay. Cool.
So, he thanks us as well.
Yeah.
And CJ just says, "Honest to goodness, you two are some of my favorite creators in this space. Showing love for Sebi, Sam, and Anthony Venture X."
Yeah.
So Spencer, Papi, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wish you all the great success. You and your girlfriend on your travels, on your experiences. I hope you would love to come on again.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And if you ever decide to do your lives again, you let me know. I'm in there, bro. I'm in there like that.
Absolutely.
But give my love to your family.
Yes, sir.
Please tell them that they did a great job with you because you're an amazing young man. Honestly.
Thank
I'm not
you.
just saying that. It is the honest to God truth. You can't fake that.
Oh, well, I've been blessed, but I appreciate it.
No,
and again, thank you for having me on. I mean, it's such a joy to be able to just join and have everything set up for me, and I just get to talk with everybody that I enjoy talking with already. So,
bro, you made this easy. Mi gente, on behalf of Spencer and myself, you could be anywhere else. You chose to be here. We thank you for that. And like I end every single video, more than anything else, we thank you for giving us the privilege of your time.
Mm-hmm.
Until next time, mi gente. Next week, Tasha's up on deck. I love you, Spencer. God bless you, Papi.
Love you too. Mm-hmm.
Have a good night, guys. Take care. Thanks for everything, guys.